Hello, hello. We are here with Terra Invicta side stories, which is a little weird because we haven't actually started Terra Invicta yet. So I feel like, I don't know, this is this little prequel thing we're doing today. But we have with us, obviously, none of the regular Terra Nullius crew, even though that will be what Terra Invicta is ultimately about. But I wanted to kind of spread out the Terra Invicta side stories over to more people. I wanted to kind of focus in on the region that is going to be taking place in, the Terra Invicta is going to be taking place in, and have all the side stories kind of focus on various parts of that same region, kind of for the next 3 years, however long this campaign takes. Have all the D&D stuff kind of be centered on this one region and keep kind of watching those branches start branching out, and presenting all sorts of fun seeds in the campaign. So today we have my good friends David, Jared, and Joshua. Not the Josh you are familiar with, obviously, but Joshua, a Ebola patron who gives on Patreon and has watched Terra Nullius in 2 months. So I feel you should get another Discord role for having done that or something. But yeah. So we're here and we're gonna do a little side story thing. For
Get a war veteran.
What?
Get a veteran title.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Terra Nullius veteran. But what we're gonna be doing is we are going to be doing a little side thing in Calabar. So Calabar is going to be the name of the city that we're going to focus Terra Invicta on, at least at the beginning here. David and Jared know this city as Sasserine. Right. This is this is the city, the main city from the Savage Tide campaign.
Gotcha. That's right.
The dinosaur one?
Yeah, the Isle of Dread.
The dinosaur city?
Yeah. Not Farshore. This is
okay.
I think you only played one session in Sasserine.
Yeah,
before you moved.
I joined that one very late.
Well, yeah, you played one session.
I played very early and then very late.
And then very late. Yeah, and then you moved away and then came back for the end of the campaign. This is it's going to be and obviously we're going to do session 0 of Terra Invicta on Thursday, so we're going to work out some of these details. But this is going to be a very heavy adaptation of the Savage Tide Adventure Path, published by Paizo in 2006 and 2007 for Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition. We're converting to 5th edition, and I'm adapting it for the world of Thray, the world that you've become familiar with if you watch Terra Nullius, the world that is an alternate Earth populated by fantasy races and magic and stuff. And we're going to jump 150 years or so into the future and find out what's happening on the west coast of Africa. So that's what we're doing today. So this is the city of Calabar. The real town of Calabar in West Africa is a very small town that is nowhere, what's the word I'm looking for? Nothing. That is nothing like the city before you. I have just stolen the name and the location on the map and replaced it with a different city. But that's what Terra Nullius and Thray is. It's me just cannibalizing our world to make fun stories. So we're going to be in Calabar. You guys should be on that screen, right? The thing that should be before you is that map, the map of Calabar. This is the city you find yourselves in. For our first side story for Terra Invicta. And what's kind of going on with this side story is Damien, the character that David will be playing, is out for revenge. And these fools are going to hopefully help him get it. So I think probably what we get to start off here is a dramatic sequence of kind of flashback scenes, right? Where we see Damien, who would you describe what he looks like for us real quick, David?
Yeah, he's got the token there, but he is generally pretty put together. He's got shorter blonde hair and a short beard, a short full beard. And yeah, he's not a noble, but he's like a
well-to-do citizen.
He's a merchant, basically a blacksmith. So he's I guess an artisan. Yeah, so he's pretty well-appointed clothing, and he has 2 rapiers at his side. I guess it probably depends on where we're at whether or not he's allowed to be wearing them. But never mind. This is D&D now. Never mind. I'm having my mind in a different mode for fantasy at the moment. So
yeah.
Anyways, and he probably has like a blacksmith's hammer hanging up, like his office belt.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where we're at. Are we in the city, you said?
Well, just to describe you, just so that we're gonna get this sequence. We kind of see this sequence of flashback sequences, and that's not a sequence of sequences. Yeah, exactly. We get a sequence, and this sequence is Damien, right? He is approached by a hooded tiefling man. Right, this guy has darker skin, maybe dark red, pretty intimidating horns, and he's just wearing this kind of like dark cloak. He comes up to you in you are in a big, not a big city, but like jungle exotic kind of city, port city.
Right.
And it's not this city, it's the one you came from, Port Harcourt. And you get approached by this man. We don't hear any of the words from the sequence. We just kind of have dramatic music playing in the background. But right. we see you guys. We see you like exchange some sort of conversation. You agree to do something, and then we see you toiling away at a forge. Right? You're making a sword for this man. And I think in this flashback, we also see Henry, right? Henry Smitherson, who is your forge apprentice, your resident chemical extraordinaire, right? Like you're the one who probably knows more about like how to make swords specifically, but Henry's the guy who knows about like metals.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, like he is your apprentice, but he does know, like he's a 6th level character just like you are, so he knows a lot about his particular field of specialty. So
is he older than I am, or am I older than you?
Well, so that's the question.
I'm young.
Okay.
You
want to describe him for us?
Yeah, Henry is definitely young, like definitely the kind of age where you're apprenticing on a ship.
Yeah.
He probably actually came down here via ship, worked under the Powder Monkey, under various other sailors on board a ship. Mm-hmm. And then upon arriving here, basically went under your tutelage. He's dressed in like still the sailor's uniform, with like the sailor's beret and everything. He basically looks like someone who probably should have had time to go fetch new clothes and stuff, but whenever he would have had time, he got distracted by other projects and never actually did.
Yeah.
Even his hair, what hair is visible is kind of unwashed and either sooty on one side or like blasted by some kind of chemical explosion on the other.
Yeah. Nice.
Suffice to say, your life has been a little bit more exciting since Henry came into it. So
definitely.
Great.
But yeah, so we see you toiling away at this forge. Henry's helping you, and then we see you like present the sword to this tiefling, and you go off to like do an errand in the city or something like that, and you seemingly part ways with this man, and you and Henry go off to do something, and then we see the tiefling return to your like home shop, right, the shop that's like attached to your house, and he like steps in. We hear screams. We see blood on the floor. And then the shop and the house are ablaze, and this man is walking away, blood on the sword, putting up his cloak, dramatically. We see you arrive on the scene. You do whatever dramatic thing you would do in that situation, scream to the sky.
Right, yeah. No.
Yeah. And, your house is on fire, your family is dead, and now you're out for revenge. So we see you start to like figure out like who was this guy, where did he go, and you follow him on board a ship. Henry in tow, and we see you arrive in Calabar. And I think probably the first thing, like what we're going to actually start with, is you show up in Shadow Shore. So Shadow Shore is over here, this little strip of land, kind of surrounded by that wall, next to Parrot Island there. And let's see, let me find the actual like number here. of what building this is that you go to. Museum. You go to what is called the House of Science. That is its official name. I honestly think the sign probably has science in quotation marks. Ironically or unironically, I don't know if you know, but like, it's called the House of Science. It's like this kind of freaky museum looking thing. Honestly, think if any of you have seen Greatest Showman, think like what that building was before you made it into a circus, right? It was just kind of this freak show museum of oddities sort of feel. And there's, a man at the probably like a clammy skinned guy at the counter, like as you like walk to go in, and he just kind of like does a squint eye at both of you as you guys like step up to there, and like you're here because you've heard that the person, so one of the like proprietors of this place knows about the guy named Kadim that you're following, and so like this guy does like a squint eye look at you and then says, "Well, what are you doing at the House of Science? Are you here to buy a ticket?"
No, I'm looking for some information, unless buying a ticket will get me that.
Well, coin can always let information shake loose. That is its way.
Well, I actually don't know how much money I have. Let me look. I have some. I have plenty. Okay.
325 gold.
Yeah. It says, well, let's you like science? Let's do an experiment. And I set a single coin, like a gold coin on the table, and I say, you said Kadim is his name?
Kadim, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know a man named Kadim?
The name doesn't quite ring a bell. Maybe with a few more coins, the information would come loose.
I set one more coin on the table and I say, well, we wouldn't want to confuse our variables. As in, I'm going to do one coin at a time until I find them.
Yeah. I think he says, that is a mighty large purse you have there. And honestly, I think at this point, Damien, make a persuasion check for me, right? This is like, how well you do is going to be how much you have to pay this guy before he'll tell you anything.
Right, yeah.
What's Henry's reaction to this situation as you're like standing there?
Henry's kind of semi nodding along to, like, he knows the idea. He's not particularly adept at it. He's not the most charismatic of people, but he knows how to like weasels his way into being taught by people. So he has some idea of it.
Sure. So
he probably chips in like, well, if the merchants have anything to say about it, bags can be full of a lot of air as well.
Yeah.
I've managed an 11 plus 8, as I do.
Yeah, so I think you probably have to end up paying this guy like 25 gold before he'll tell you anything. Would you do so? Like, you get the sense that that's like probably how much you'd have to fork over.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Which is like a ridiculous amount of money, honestly, for this neighborhood, especially.
I'm wondering how long I'm going to wait before I transition to intimidation instead. That's mostly the reason I'm hesitating.
Yeah. Because if you like keep laying down coin by coin, he's just like, isn't it such a nice day out today? Just kind of like, keep stalling as long as he can.
I think maybe I'll after like 5 coins, he starts keeps talking. It's like, there's a point where science might become contaminated by commercial intentions. Maybe we best leave it here. Otherwise, your intentions may come into question. I'm sure you've had enough time to recall But I think he's like, he's clearly growing frustrated he's just trying to remain pleasant, but he's growing frustrated and telling him, trying to communicate that he's had enough of that.
Yeah, and I think he gets like a dramatic look on his face, this dude does, and again, he's like just clammy skin, like always like dripping with sweat. I mean, almost everyone is in this climate. It's very tropical, tropical port city. Yeah. But he just says, well, that's the thing. Science in this sort of neighborhood is an endeavor that can only be done with the proper funds. Now, if I was some rich noble, having a rich patron, anything like that, well, it would be no issue to let you in. But the issue with the sort of situation that we find ourselves in is that there aren't a whole lot of people who are willing to invest in science these days. And well, a significant donation could do wonders in fixing up the place.
I'm fond of science myself, actually. Of course, it has its dangers. I mean, I look over to my patron and I say, our forge is done for. I probably shouldn't do any more experiments, should I?
Yes, it would be a shame if such an underfunded place would have an accidental fire, wouldn't
it? Yeah, go ahead and roll intimidation with advantage. I don't know who's better in intimidation between the two of you, but
he is.
Yeah.
Do I get advantage since he's helping me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, no, I think you're right. I think the precedent we have set at least in Terra Nullius is like you have to have someone with the skill themselves to give advantage.
Well, everybody here has a positive charisma modifier has a skill, right? You see, I have a positive.
No, it would be like you're proficient in the skill.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
But he is setting you up for it, but I don't think Henry himself isn't terribly good at intimidating people, so.
No. Well, I wish I had advantage.
Yeah, I wish he could have. Yeah, a 10 is not going to cut it. I think he.
Again, +5, somehow managed.
Yeah, he just sniffs. Well, I think it's looking to be about lunchtime, so I might have to just close down for a little bit, go fishing, as it were. So sorry that you're not going to get your information.
I have my inventory here.
Oh, I need to look at the new rules I ported from 3.5 for NPC attitudes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, I failed intimidation, so I imagine becoming violent won't really get me anywhere. Yeah, I suppose unfortunately it is the way of D&D that I've run out of the 2 tools that I have at my disposal for this sort of thing. So I guess because I would just escalate, but I don't know what that would do.
Yeah, so luckily, even given this table that I'm looking at, he's indifferent right now, right? He doesn't much care. He's not going to help you out of his way, sort of a thing. You didn't get enough to make him hate you, or not like you more, but you didn't get enough to make him actually offer limited help to you.
Right.
So I think part of the thing is I think the answer is just you're going to have to pay him 25 gold, right?
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. We'll just move on with our lives.
Right, yeah. Okay. And that's the thing, you do have a lot of gold on you, but you probably I don't know if there's a bank in Port Harcourt, but I guess there must have been because you probably took out your life savings and just or maybe you had a chest buried under your house or something like that. And you just looked in the basement after the charred ruin stopped flaming and then took your gold out.
Well, and the shop was adjacent to my house, so it may have had some stock survive and all that kind of stuff as well. So I may have just pawned a bunch of it off.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So you have to pay this guy 25 gold. But he lets you in. He gives you a couple of tickets. He gives you 2 tickets, and then he says, "What you're looking for is within. I'll make sure that he comes and gives you a little chat."
When he says he, does he actually means the guy I'm looking for, or just somebody? Who
no, someone who knows more.
Okay, I was wow, that was a lot easier.
Yeah, he's just looking at the museum.
He just works here.
He was just getting the sword for the museum, like.
He had to fake a replica, or he had to replicate a sword so he can fake having it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So yeah, I just nod and kind of like huff my way over to shaking my head over to the
to the door
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So, do you want something to guard the place while we go inside? If you're going on your lunch break, that is.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that to the guy. He looks down at his gold and he says, "Oh well, we have others who can handle that. I will be going on a lunch break, that is certain, and maybe some other kind of break." And he just kind of like hefts the gold in his hand and then just literally walks off. But yeah, he doesn't seem to care one way or another whether there's someone to guard.
I'm just going to reach into a bag at my waist, fiddle around there for a second, and pull out like a small fuzzy object, and then just chuck it next to the door.
Okay.
And let's see what comes out.
Oh, you got that magic item.
Yeah. So a giant weasel appears.
and this giant weasel is just going to do whatever you tell it to do?
Yep.
Nice.
I can basically order it around as a bonus action each turn.
Sweet.
And he lasts until the next dawn.
Nice.
Lovely.
Yeah, so you just tell him what, like, guard?
Yep. Yeah, just sit here. I'll call if I need you. Tell us if anyone tries to burn down the place, right?
Yeah, he chitters at you and then just, like, curls up next to the counter.
You're a darling. All right, let's go. Sorry about that, sir.
Are you talking to me or to the other guy?
To Damien.
Yeah, you, sir.
Oh, okay.
I respect you, not him.
Yeah. Have you done this in front of me before?
Yes, I think so. Like very rarely. I don't use it very much.
Okay.
I probably picked it up from some shipmate on the way here.
Yeah.
So you've seen it done like once, and that's it.
Yeah. So
the other thing that I should actually mention before it actually comes up is that Smithen has on his back basically a swivel gun, like a small swivel gun.
Okay.
Nice.
That he's just lugging around. It's technically a portable ram, but it also works into my alchemist stuff. So.
Very nice. Very nice. You have an eccentric apprentice there, Damien.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cool.
Yeah. So
you enter, and Museum of Science, just a freak show, an oddity museum, right? Like a bunch of weird, random stuff.
I see why science was in quotations.
Yeah, like a two-headed animal here, a mannequin of like a eight toes on each foot person, like that sort of thing, right? Where some various stuffed things, lots of weird stuff. But there's like maybe one or two like people inside just like taking a look at stuff. They look like not nobles and not quite like well-to-do merchants, but like they obviously are well-to-do enough that they would come, that they have like spare cash, but definitely not the kind of they don't look like reputable people all the same, because reputable people don't come to Shadow Shore. So probably crime-related people of some sort, but they're a little bit more well-off. But yeah, just a couple of those people kind of wandering around, taking a look at stuff. And then probably what happens, right, is Tanakh, you got word. I think the guy at you probably were down in the lair underneath the Museum of Science. And you got a magical like sending spell sent to you by that guy who was basically like, hey, there's someone to see you about Kadim. He's in the museum.
I know who Kadim is, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
He's the guy that, I mean, you know as much as I've told you as yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I come upstairs to meet him.
What does Tanakh look like? Tanakh Apitsmikakotl.
Yeah. He's a
bit what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I use traditional Aztec names for him.
Yes, Tanakh, meaning fruit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm a missionary. You gotta have the fruit of the spirit.
You're a fruit snake.
Okay.
Yes.
My last name means hungry snake. But okay.
If you were to write out your name in Yuan Ti, the last name would look like it's devouring the first name. You know, the hungry snake eats the fruit.
Ooh, I like that. But yeah, he is a 6 foot tall, buff snake. Oh, wait, sorry, snack person. If we're gonna go by the
Proper Terra Nullius nomenclature, yeah.
The Terra Nullius canon.
We are in the quote unquote science here, so that's fair.
Black hair, emerald green eyes, and he's wearing kind of a dichotomy of a full plate mail, but he's also wearing like a flowing green, kind of like a priest's robe.
Interesting.
With a glowing, like, well, I guess not glowing, like with a shiny emerald pendant necklace.
Right. Yeah, sure.
And yeah, I'm standing here.
Yeah, I mean, do you like just walk up to the people who've just entered?
Yes.
What do you say?
We usually don't get very many visitors. What can I do for you? Wait, visitors. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I don't usually do a lot of visiting, but I'm here looking for someone in particular whose name I've forgotten already.
Kadeem.
Was it?
I'll spell it in chat too.
It's gonna happen to me every time. Thank you. Yeah. Says and it's cost me quite a bit of money to ask you this question, so I hope you have a good answer. I'm looking for a man named Kadeem, tiefling, about this high. Or high.
Kadeem. May I ask why you're looking for Kadeem?
Because I have spent 25 gold to ask where he is.
That's what you had to do to do it, not lie.
25 gold for who? Who did you?
A dusty old thing at the front. I don't actually remember if he was old, but whatever.
What?
He was. You couldn't really tell how old he was, honestly.
I said that dusty old thing at the front desk.
The front desk. I'm the only one who works here.
Well, he just shrugs his shoulders and says, well, then it sounds like your half is at the brothel at the moment.
Well, Kadeem. Where is Kadeem, Caleb?
Okay, so just to remind you what you know about Kadeem, I knew, I was like waiting for it. I was like, he doesn't know anything, does he? He doesn't remember anything I told him. Yeah, so you
well, I remember that he is part of like a group of assassin people, right? I just don't know where they would be in the city and what.
Yeah, so the things that you know, so Kadeem came to you, and you know, you can tell them that if you want. Yeah, okay. You can tell them if you want to what he tried to do, but he did meet with you directly, or maybe not directly, but like he came here directly, like to meet with your people, right? And basically he told you, like, when you kind of pushed back on him, he was like, listen, okay, fine. If you change your mind, if any of you change your mind, you can come see me at the Skinned Man. And he like gives you like, and that's a tavern nearby in Shadow Shore.
Kadeem's been a thorn in my side lately. Coming to try and recruit some of my flock for less than moral reasons. I could take you to him. But
so Damien and Henry, do either of you like know anything about Yuan Ti? I don't know if you would, but like I guess like how snaky does Tenok look exactly?
He has 2 legs, but he's pretty scaly. He has fangs. He has like bright, like emerald green snake eyes.
Yeah, would either of you make a history or arcana check just to see how much you know about them? I mean, or both of you rather. Just curious.
Whichever one you're not doing, David, I'll do.
I have a 0 in both, so
sweet. I have a 6 in both. Which one do we do?
I'll do history then.
And I'll do.
I've gotten a 4.
Very nice. Yeah,
There you go.
Damien knows
Somebody can
nothing,
roll.
so you just like, this person is like half snake. I don't know what to feel about that.
What sort of skin deficiency is this? I haven't seen it before.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Did you actually ask that?
I got a 4. Why not? Not to be rude. Just curious.
Oh, I heard about this from one of them sailors on the ship.
Yeah.
Who's talking about New World. Yuan T, I think they're called. He likes like snaky dudes. Snakes, I think
I've never
you
heard
said
of
them.
that disease.
Yes, my people are in quite low supply these days. We used to have a vast empire, so to speak, but not so much anymore, unfortunately.
Speaking of empires, just one moment, and I duck out quickly and I tell the giant weasel, go find that guy and just make yourself as annoying to him as possible. And then I pull out another fuzzy object and throw it on the board.
Okay. And what's an 8?
Yeah.
Oh, a tiger. That's very useful. You can guard me instead. Excellent. And then I head back inside.
So, you know what's funny about that? In this world, like in our world, tigers don't live in Africa. They only are really in Asia. So I guess whoever made this magic item knew about tigers.
It's like, I don't mind. I get a mystical beast.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. This tiger just someone walks by on the street. Is just like, what is going on?
These animatronics are so weird.
Right, exactly. Maybe I should check out the House of Science. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so Tanakh, what do you say to Damien?
Where did we leave off?
I guess actually it would probably be Damien who said something next, because you just said like, or Henry said who you were. Right, like he revealed you as a UNT, but like Damien, you're still looking for like where Kadim is and stuff. So
Right, yeah.
And you insulted my skin
On accident, yeah. But he didn't mean it to sound.
You're just accidentally.
It's ignorant.
You're just the typical like.
Sure. Yeah, go for it. Or you said that
he's a
short supply, right?
Yeah. That my race is a short supply empire and all that. Yeah.
So, well, my apologies. I misunderstood.
Oh, that's fine.
But you were about to speak as to Kadim's location, I believe.
Yes, but I'd like to know your motivations, so to speak.
You said he was a thorn in your side. I'd like to remove him from your side.
Yes, but what?
In the traditional way, my friend.
Okay. You're trying to murder? Oh, okay. I feel like this is something mutually beneficial to both of us, then. May I join you in your smitey quest?
I suppose you have similar intentions then, so why not? More the merrier, as they say.
Okay. Well, he is at the Skinned Man. Right? Did I do a good?
You did. Good job.
Good.
You remember the thing I told you 1 minute ago.
Fitting. I suppose you know where that is.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
let's make our way.
Okay,
yeah. So
and then I go outside and I say, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, bad with names. Excuse me, Henry. Your weasel seems to be a tiger. Is this normal?
I don't think you know what a tiger is, Damien. But
yes, your weasel seems to have grown in size. Is this typical?
No, sir. I sent the weasel on an errand. I don't expect him to be back, but this beast seemed to replace him, and it seems just as obedient, so I'm fine with it.
Is it house trained?
I don't know. Let's try. Sit.
Oh boy.
And I assume it sits, yeah.
Yep. Roll over. It does so. I guess so. Okay. Follow me.
Yeah, it just loads
Just
behind you.
Clump.
Walking through. I mean, to be fair, honestly, this isn't as crazy as it might be in another city. Calabar is a little exotic, and there's definitely like an exotic animal like pet trade in Calabar. So like, while no one's probably seen a tiger, it's not necessarily unheard of to have like a trained lion or leopard walking by someone. So.
Oh, hey, a tiger is large. I sit on it. It can carry me.
Yeah, so.
Unless you wanted it, sir. I'm sorry. I should have offered it first.
No, please. Feel free.
You would look incredibly regal.
Thank you. I'm a little worried I'd look like a snack, actually. So go ahead, feel free.
I look in my bag. I have one more. We could find out what it is.
Maybe leave it for an emergency.
Absolutely, sir. Your wish is my command.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you.
And I'm just like, how exactly are you two acquainted? Magic
I work
Tiger
for him.
Man and Mysterious Vengeance Guy.
I work for him, basically.
So he's. I thought you were the boss.
Henry looks shocked. By no means, sir. Perish the thought.
Perceptive, isn't he? Well, anyways.
Yeah, so on the map here, right, this number 7 is the House of Science, right here. And number 3 over here is the Skinned Man. So you guys head over there. Just a hop, skip, and a jump down Wargle Street. And you're there.
Wargle?
No, you don't say.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and so you guys end up in the Skinned Man.
No, that must not be very cleanly.
Can you see everything on this map?
See, senor.
Sweet. Perfect.
Yeah.
I want you to.
This map looks familiar.
It shouldn't.
I mean, like, I think I've seen the person who does this map.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Afternoon
what I mean.
maps on Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon. Cool stuff. So I'm just going to drag some tokens on here. Not necessarily like you're going to get into a fight, but just so you can kind of walk around and stuff. I mean, it is D&D, so you probably will, but saying that's not the reason I'm dragging you to a map right now. So
yeah,
necessarily.
I understand there has to be some level of surprise.
Yes, some
anticipation.
If
mystery.
If rather forced, yes.
It's fine.
That picture looks creepy at a distance. The powder monkey. Henry's picture.
It does look creepy, yeah. So
as if my personality wasn't enough already.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So you guys go to the Skinned Man. And what do? You just walk in?
Yeah, I mean, sounds about right.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and control your tokens, go and walk in, look around.
You might want to leave the tiger outside.
So
Henry nods.
Tiger last?
Until next dawn, sir.
I see. That's good to know. Yeah. I suppose we should make use of it while you have it.
Or unless it gets really beaten up, then it goes away as well.
Well, I suppose that's sort of par for the course, isn't it? Oh.
Most things disappear once you beat them up enough. Let's hope this guy's the same. All right, stay guarding, sir, young beastie, and I'll be back. Or I'll call for you, one of the two.
It purrs and then like nuzzles you once and then like plops down in front of the door. Like I think right in front of the door, unless you tell it to do it differently.
Distinct lack of new customers.
I look at it for a second, think about it, and then just shrug.
Yeah, that's what I figured you're gonna do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you guys.
I don't know what this thing is capable of.
Yeah. You guys walk in, and immediately, as soon as you get in, past that first door, into the and then past the second door, like where that's you're past the entrance chamber. Immediately, you hear like a crash, and then a bunch of people like yelling and cheering, and then there's like a bar fight underway, where it's like just like people like beating each other with like chairs and like, yeah.
I I walk over here. And I look at Henry and I say, maybe we should give the ruffians a moment. I lean against the wall.
Yeah, you just wait for a while as they like beat each other up.
Yeah.
Absolutely, sir. And I fish one of my healer's kits out of my pocket just to be on standby if needed.
Right.
I just shake my head and whisper under my breath, my people lost this.
Yes. Yeah, most of them are humans, so yes.
Mm-hmm. It's drunken sailors. They destroyed your people?
Humans.
Oh, yes, well.
And a halfling.
It's oddly specific, but okay.
A halfling? Oh, yes, that's a halfling. Yeah, you're right. Right.
What were their races? Are they like legends?
So not really.
I don't know how it ended. So.
You wouldn't know a whole lot, I don't think, about any of the characters.
I could roll.
Sure. Yeah, you know what? Roll a history check.
I also have where is it? I have an ancient text that holds terrible secrets.
Do you want to say that you want to use that for get advantage on this history check?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh,
dang. Critical success, 25.
I know everything about all of them.
It's literally just one of their journals about the whole thing.
Well, there is one of those actually, but
That's the novelized version of Terra Nullius.
Right. Well, that was the fake one. That's the one that's totally wrong. Makes it all soap opera. Not that it wasn't already, but yeah. So I think what you know is everything that my character that I've told you like before we started about the ending, you know, more or less. So you do know that like She the Jade Skirt did die. Like you know that as a factual fact, whether or not you like, but I guess like you already knew that with your character concept anyway. But beyond that, honestly, the one you know the most about is a tabaxi, a jaguar tabaxi. So like a cat person that they end up, meet later in the campaign and is doing stuff with him, named Atabai, who was a god of death sometime in the past, and through a bunch of weird, strange occurrences, ended up like coming back to life somehow, and then she's like one of the main reasons that like the Spanish people in the New World didn't like kill all the Genasi and like wreak havoc, because there was like basically like a Genasi human kingdom where they kind of live more or less equal in the New World right now.
Isn't it sort of hypocritical for the god of death to come back to life?
The Genasi are like elemental people, so
okay.
Fire Genasi specifically is what lives in Brazil in the New World. So you know about that person. You know about a guy named Navarro, who was the king of that country for a while before he died. But honestly, you don't know a whole lot about the actual like names from. I think you do know the name Toidorus Logblossom. You know Toity. And I won't tell you certain things because it will spoil things for you. But anything that's relevant for for this, you do recognize him as being like a great like a legendary figure who like ended up diplomatizing with a bunch of different races in the New World, and in a lot of ways, he's considered like the reason why everything turned out as well as it did. And you know of Darius Dawnfire. That's the name you know.
He's a human. He's human, right?
He's dwarf.
Dwarf. What? That paints everything in a whole new light.
I don't know how you didn't catch that, but yeah. So you know of Darius Dawnfire, and basically, again, I don't want to spoil a whole lot for you, but I get you at any point. You can ask me a question about it if you think it's going to be relevant for something here, and I'll give you an answer.
But my character knows. I don't.
You do, yeah. I still want to. You're listening to it right now, so I want to spoil things for you. So, yep.
Okay.
Anyway, so
That's what we were doing.
You're just chilling, and these people like beat on each other for a while, and then finally they kind of stop, and you just hear groaning, and a couple people like help each other up, and some people get run out of the tavern, that sort of thing. And I think the guy
trip over the tiger.
Yeah, well, that's probably what happens is they get let outside, and they open the door, and they can't open it because he's right in front of it, right? And then they're just like,
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. Yeah, you can just move slightly.
Yeah, and this tiger lopes away, and then they open up the door, and then these people
Sorry
are just like
that.
very carefully like walking around it and then leaving.
You're scared of a dog? You've been drinking too much if you think it's any different.
Yeah.
And to my master shrug.
Cool. Yeah. And then the proprietor of the place, who is a kind of bald guy, he's missing an ear. And he's like setting up some chairs and like some toppled things, and he's writing them again and stuff, and grumbling to himself, and just like, one of these days I'm just gonna
I go and help him clean up.
Okay, yeah. He looks at you weirdly and then just says, I ain't paying you for it.
Maybe you can pay me in another way. I'm looking for...
He doesn't mean like that.
Oh, no.
Well done, Jack.
I did it again. What's his name?
Kadeem?
Yeah, Kadeem. I'm looking for Kadeem.
Yeah, he sniffs. Make a charisma save for me.
Yay, I'm good at that.
Ooh, 22. That's pretty good. Yeah, so he sniffs, and then he says, who's asking?
A friend of his.
As far as I understand, Mr. Kadeem doesn't have a whole lot of friends.
Oh, and trust me, as his friend, I know why.
Yeah, he frowns and he says, Are you the proprietor of the House of Science, by chance?
More of a squatter, but yes.
Local celebrity, are you?
I've caused a few fires with my experience.
Well,
so we're in good company. I see. Yeah.
Kindred spirits once again.
He says, well, now the reason I know about him is because Kadeem said someone come from the House of Science was going to come knocking, then I should give him some information.
I do love information.
Well, first I got to ask you a question, though. Are you here to accept his offer?
I'm here to discuss the terms of the offer.
Make that deception check.
I'm not as good with that.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Still got a 20. Yeah, let me take a look at my attitude table here.
I did just help him clean up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have successfully made this guy helpful. So he nods and then he says, well, it isn't any of my business whether or not you're telling the truth or not, whether or not you need to discuss details or you're accepting the offer. That doesn't matter. Well, the only thing that matters is Kadeem told me that, let's see, how do you say this? Kadeem told me if you were serious about the offer, that, well, you could go up to room 3 on the left, and you would find what we were looking for there. That's all I know.
Thank you. I'll be on my way. And I like pick up one chair and like put it back up and push it in and like walk back to. I want to say Dallas, but it's not Dallas.
Yeah. It's Damien.
Damien.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, it is Dallas. It's just the Thray version of Dallas.
Yeah.
Heart. Yeah.
I like you say, you'll find what you're looking for. Not cryptic at all.
And let's say instead of room 3 on like as if like above, I think this is just a tavern. So let's say he just said like in the back.
I get the impression what you're looking for won't be what you want to find, but I suppose onward and forward and all.
So, how do you want to handle this? You want to kill first, give a big heartfelt monologue, or
I want to bend his head over a fire and pour molten steel over it, but I suppose I'll deal with just stabbing it in the back if that's what I could get.
I like the way you work. Efficiency.
Sure, if that's what you like to call it. Then yeah, well, I'll just head towards the back.
Yeah, so he like points you to this door, right? Like, and then he says, on the left, storage room.
Can I put my ear to the door and see if I can hear anything on the other side?
Yeah, sure.
I have a sense evil thing, I think.
Oh, tieflings are evil. Go for it.
Well, it's he has the paladin thing where it's like you sense fey, fiends, and undead, which is not going to be helpful here, except if he has like monsters.
Oh, I suppose they don't count as fiends.
Okay.
No, they're
I don't exactly know the nomenclature.
Holy crap! Crit success, 25 on a perception. Okay. So
I might as well also make sure the door's not trapped. I was going to say that next, but
is there a back door?
Yeah, the proprietor nods and says, yeah, you can go around.
Give me a second. Excuse me, Mr. Tiger Friend, or whatever I call it. Yeah. Big Beastie, could you check the back door and just like stop anyone who comes out? Cheers.
Yeah. Growls and then looks around. Cool. Yeah, so with a 25 perception check, while Henry's doing that, Damien, I think you probably hear the whimpering of a child.
Okay. And do I detect any traps in the door? Or do you want me to make a separate roll for that?
With the 25 perception, you don't sense anything like that.
Never.
An investigation check is probably what you're looking for to do that more, thoroughly.
Not terrible at that. No.
18 is not bad. Yeah, I mean, not at this door, certainly.
Okay. Are we around the corner from the bartender? Or right?
Let's say, yeah, bartender's probably like right there. Let me grab it.
Oh, so he's like right next to us.
He's like right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just go in then.
Cool. Yeah. So nothing is in here. It's just like the kitchen, right? But you can hear that the whimpering's coming from like this door.
Okay. As soon as I get around the corner, I'll draw both of my swords.
Okay. Everyone following him?
Yeah, I pull out my shield and longsword.
Yeah, and I think the proprietor says, try not to get blood in the room, please.
Well, are you doing it in front of the guy?
Well, no, I came like next to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he hears you guys draw swords.
Well,
let's be stealthy.
Okay, roll stealth checks.
At
disadvantage, probably, for at least to knock.
Oh, I already have it because of my armor.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean.
Stealth. Oh, wait, what?
Oh, nice. It does it automatically.
Oh, I got a 17.
Yeah, I mean, he still hears Tanakh draw his sword and ready his shield.
Okay.
Henry, are you readying any weapons?
Not particularly. Like I'll grab out my little satchel, but it doesn't. It's not like an obvious weapon or anything. It's just a satchel of stuff.
Yeah.
I'll like take a brace of like Mentos-looking pills off of my bandolier.
Sure.
What is booming blade?
You cast on your weapon, and then you hit them, and then they can't move. And like if they move,
if they move, they take damage.
They take like a certain amount of thunder damage, like an explosion happens.
And since we're past level 5, they also take a little bit extra damage on the initial hit as well.
I put that on my sword.
Okay, cast booming blade on your sword. I mean, yeah. Whoever is in the room knows you're there now.
What? They do?
You can't cast a spell right next to the door and not expect him to know, or whoever's there.
Okay.
I mean, he already filled the stealth roll.
They know.
Exactly, yeah.
But they don't know I'm here, so I'm going to come in, and they won't know that I'm coming.
Yeah, so you step in, and you notice in the corner, like right here, is a little girl wearing just like rags. And like at first, you're just like, holy crap, it's my daughter.
Right, yeah.
Penelope, right? Which I think that could be a Spanish name.
Probably a Spanish version of it somewhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Penelope is a Greek name originally, so yeah, I think it can be. At first, right? But you got a 25 on your perception there, and I think it carries just at least in this initial situation. And you can tell that like this is not your daughter, but it is a child, and they are whimpering in the corner. You know, like holding their face, like their head, like, and then I think they just say, "Please, please don't hurt me."
Yeah, I guess I move towards her and say, "Who brought you here? Are they here still?" Well, wait, is there anywhere else to go from this room?
Oh, there's a back door.
Okay, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, so I say, "Are they still here?"
No.
All right, then I'll...
He just left me here, and he said that if I left before someone came, that something really bad would happen. Are you the people that I'm supposed to tell?
Yeah, I'll put my swords away and like... Is she tied up or just sitting there?
No, she's just like, in the corner, like kind of curled up in herself.
Okay, I'll kneel down and say, yes, don't worry, you're fine. You're fine now. What did they tell us to say? Or what did they tell you to say?
He told me that if someone came, that I was supposed to ask them if they were willing to do whatever was necessary. And to knock, I think you understand that more than...
Yeah, I look at him and then I'll be
right back. I think you understand that more than Damien, to knock. Like, I think you get the sense that, like, if one of your people was to come and meet with him, basically he's asking them, like, kill this child and you can join the organization. Like, we're a bunch of bad people who do bad things, so if you're going to join, you got to do what's necessary. And then if you pass the test, then you can come, I'll come and contact you.
I don't feel like killing a child right now.
That's good.
Although David's gone, I'd kind of just defer to him on this one.
I mean, I know Damien wouldn't.
Is it? Wait. What race is the girl? Is she a human?
She is a human, yes.
Ooh, I don't. Dang humans. And halflings.
Right, but like you don't
hairy-footed.
you don't want to join them anyway, so right?
Oh yeah.
So you wouldn't care about this test.
No.
But yeah, you'd be able to explain that to them at least.
But how does he expect? Does he have like a magic message set to come out when we kill the girl, or?
I mean, the proprietor could just tell him.
Or the proprietor of the
inn,
bar?
the tavern, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, seeing as how we have a second,
David's
on my spell thing here, It doesn't give me like the description of the spells that I have.
There should be a way to pop that up. Let me look at it.
Like right under my hit
Did you click and
dice.
drag them in?
Oh, I'm not on the right page.
Yeah, you have to go to the spells tab. Yep, and then you can click on the little eye bubble that comes up next to it, and then it'll tell you the information. Yep.
That makes sense. I was looking at
the
where it
attacks.
came up and yeah, okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. How's Henry reacting to this situation?
I think like the first little bit, he's just staying at the door.
Right.
Because he doesn't know whether it's actually a fight or whether it's things, especially here in the whimpering.
Yeah.
So he's just meddling around with this small stone he has that's weightless.
Yeah.
And he just like leaves it in the middle of the air and then like grabs it, moves it somewhere and stops it. But then when things are like taking more than the initial like 30 seconds and he hasn't heard any word back, he'll probably go in there.
Yeah, you just see this girl, like Damien's like knelt next to her. Yeah, and obviously Damien's going to be responding in some way to the situation, but David has stepped away.
Yeah. So I've been... Our snake friend has informed us of the general gist.
Have you, Tanakh? Did you tell them like what this meant?
Oh, well, yeah. I think he wants us to murder this small defenseless child.
Do you just say that out loud when she's next to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she just starts crying.
Oh, dear child, we're not going to murder. Can I roll a persuasion check?
Sure, you gotta calm it down. Yeah. Holy moly.
What's up with all the criticals? Hard with the crits today.
Yeah, critical 28.
She's ready to be my willing slave.
I mean, right? Like she basically throws herself into your arms and just like weeps in your shoulder, right?
Ah, yes. Don't be afraid of the snake person. You can trust snakes. Snacks.
So just to note, Tanakh, do you know of a ritual that can turn people into Yuan-Ti? So if you wanted to, you could totally just like take this girl away, induct her into your Yuan-Ti cult.
I might just do that. we do need more Yuan-Ti.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool.
Back to my parish.
There you go. Yeah.
Can I kind of lean down and whisper to the girl, "Can you read?"
She shakes her head.
That's fine. And then I take off my hat and I put it on her head. And then I tell her a couple of words. And then I start writing something on the ground with some chalk.
For the audience's sake and for her sake, what is she picking up here?
I have a helm of comprehending languages.
Right.
So I'm giving her my magic hat so she can comprehend what I'm writing on the floor.
And what are you writing on the floor?
Essentially, how good are you at making pretend?
And so comprehend the helmet allows you to read and write even if you can't normally read and write?
It allows you to read it as long as you're like touching the surface. I don't know about writing it, but she will at least understand.
Yeah,
like that I'm communicating to her.
Yep. So she looks at you and then nods slowly.
And then I fish out a potion from my bag, and I'm going to drink it, thereby casting Speak with Animals on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to fiddle in my medicine kit and just find like some random like fake blood-looking stuff that I probably use. And I'm going to go, Well, there's one way to go about this. Might actually solve the problem. And then I write on the floor again. Scream and then run for the door. Well, just like scream, essentially. Just tell her to scream. And then I open the door, like pour the fake blood on her. And then when the door opens, I'd open the door and tell the tiger in tiger language, come in, grab the girl gently, and then just like bring her with us.
Okay. So she'll go along with this as long as she thinks that Tanakh wants her to do it. So she like looks up at him like,
I don't know.
Right, I know, but like you gotta like so Henry, you could roll your own persuasion check if you wanted to, or if you got right. Let her know some way that like to know that like Tanakh wants you to do this. That those are the ways to like get her to do this.
Yeah, I will like actually I've got some paper and stuff, so I'll just like write out the general like very dot pointed idea of what exactly I'm doing, and then just like hand it to him.
Hand it to Tanakh.
Yeah. And like question mark, raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, ignore my comprehend language thing I clicked.
Absolutely, of course.
I got crack hands. I can't click on what I want. So you just give me the general idea for your plan.
Mm-hmm.
I just give her a nod. This man right here, he's a friend.
I smile, take the hat off, put it back on my own head. So, and then I give her the thumbs up.
All right. So the idea here is that she's going to pretend like you're attacking her. So that
she's going to give a scream. I'm going to open the door, and then we're just going to walk out the front past the guy with this dead young girl with blood all over her in the tiger's mouth.
In the tiger's mouth, of course. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So I'll roll a check for her. Let's see how well she can pull off this acting job. Unfortunately,
knock off my potion of speak with animals.
Yeah. Oh no! Crit fail 1.
I don't know. I think she gets advantage for the fake blood.
I don't think she does.
The tiger.
Well, maybe I see your point.
All she's doing is screaming.
Well, she has to pretend like she's dead, though. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think like the situation you set up can get her advantage, so you can get that 19 instead of a 1. That was a very swingy roll. She has a 0 on this, so
yeah,
yeah. So I think that's what happens. And I guess I'll explain that all to Damien now.
Yeah, sorry.
So Damien, what happened here is actually, do you guys want to explain it first? Tanakh, what do you know about that whole situation?
What's his face wanted us to kill the girl to prove me to kill the girl to prove my loyalty.
That much, yeah.
And I persuaded her to, calm down and not be afraid of a snack trying to murder her. And then Henry here is planning on making it look like we killed her.
Ah, okay.
So
we get her to scream. I then open the back door. Tiger comes in. I pour some fake blood from one of my little medikits on her, and then we walk out the front door, past the guy with a dead girl covered in fake blood in a tiger's mouth.
That sounds like a pretty good plan.
Yeah, he did all of this, and Henry did all of this while writing on the ground and stuff. Yeah, so that whoever's listening isn't going to catch that.
Yeah.
So I think this plan works. I think you go ahead and take. And where you just going to go back to the Museum of Science?
Probably, yeah. And I'll just scuff out the whatever I've written on the floor and stuff.
Yeah, I want to bring her back to my parish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's what happens, right? You guys go back to the Museum of Science. The girl is dead. But so Tanakh, I assume you're going to try to like induct her into your cult, basically.
Well, not right now.
Not right now, but yeah, like I can
wait till later.
That's your goal, more or less.
Yeah. Don't worry, Damien. My flock here will take care of her until we're done with our little adventure.
Is it a flock because you're snake people, or because I've missed something? I think. I didn't know you have a cult.
Oh yeah, I have a group of snack people in the basement.
They're alive though, right?
Well, of course, I'm not going to go killing my own people.
Well, you did say they were all in your basement.
Even though that is exactly what my people are known for. we are the non-cannibalistic snacks.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
well, I suppose
Henry
that's good
probably
to
heard a
know.
story about that, but Damon, you're just like, I would have trusted you more if you hadn't told me that usually you went to your cannibals.
Right.
Don't worry, we don't eat humans yet.
I did
I
realize that in my scholars pack I have a book of lore. With your permission, I'd love that to be like the romance novel version of the invasion
Of Terra Nullius. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one where there were no armies at all. There's just one guy. He goes out on a horse, kills 7,000 people, and
then wins like falls in love with like 7 different women and has to choose from them at the end.
Yeah, it's like the War of the Three. It's like Three Kingdoms, but
Right.
snakes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think your ruse works, right? Someone like a letter mysteriously shows up at the Museum of Science, addressed to you to knock, and basically says like it's from Kadim, and he basically says like, "Nice to know you finally came to your senses. Like, meet me."
There will be blood. It might be yours, so go kill someone inside that horse.
Yeah. But I think he says, "Meet me at the Emerald City Orphanage, and we will discuss further your induction into the Crimson Fleet."
More orphans.
Suppose
How many orphans do we need to kill?
Let's hope none.
Let's hope he's not making a meat dragon. The real ones get that.
Yeah.
Very obscure callback.
Anyways, great. Okay, so I guess how do we want to approach this orphanage?
Yeah, I mean, does someone want to make a history check? Probably Tanakh, because he lives here. Make a history check, Tanakh, to see how much you know about the Emerald City Orphanage.
Not much.
11. Yeah, I mean, you know it's an orphanage, and it's in the Sunrise District.
It's an orphanage.
Well, that's good. I suppose it'd have been concerning otherwise. Well, I guess we can just go scope it out, if that's all you know.
Do you want me to go in on my own to scope it out, or scope it out? I need to enunciate my S's more, because I'm a snack.
Sorry, it's Emerald Waters Orphanage is what it's called.
Oh my gosh, how dare you not know every single name of this?
Maybe they should get the water to circulate more. If it's that green, they probably got issues.
I mean, I think it's literally because it's on part of the river that's like algae filled. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of gross,
Like
but I suppose that's appropriate. Great. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess in character. Yeah, I suppose that works. We'll stay in the periphery, and inevitably, when things go wrong, I guess we'll send a large cat in. I don't know.
I mean, you are a man of science. Perhaps it's yours.
Oh, yes. Maybe.
Do snakes and cats get along?
I have no idea.
No.
Especially when this one's so big. Maybe it's different to other cats.
I hold out my hand to it.
Maybe it's just had a lot to eat.
I mean, this one doesn't count because it just does what I tell it to.
True, it was literally a ball of fur when you threw it on the ground, so maybe it's not typical.
Can you make snakes?
He's checking.
I think he's trying.
Oh yeah, I rolled on the chance for a city encounter, and it happened. So there's only a 20% chance, but here we go.
Oh.
So you guys are on your way to the orphanage. So it's a bit of a journey. Like it's here. So you guys were like over here. So it's a bit of a way. I assume you like take a boat, probably like a gondola. There's a gondola. Sorry, gondola's the sandwich. You take a gondola through the canals to the Emerald Waters Orphanage.
I look to Damien. I don't have any money, and I look at the gondola driver.
Yeah, I mean, 1 gold is going to be plenty to like take you there.
I don't have that much.
I just toss him a gold.
Though he frowns and he says, I'm not sure I could fit the big cat in here.
I throw him another piece of gold.
We'll risk it.
I know. I mean, I'm sure it could probably pedal along, but whatever.
Yeah.
Could fit.
Sounds good.
Turns out all I needed to make a bigger boat was a little more money.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, what you find in front of the orphanage is this random encounter. Is you find 7. Let's see, what religion would they be part of?
But while we're on our way there, I will actually probably drink my mage armor, since we're actually we presume we're on our way into a fight.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It took me a second because you said drink your mage armor, and I was like, I'm sorry, do what? And then I remembered.
Drink my mage armor, of course.
Yeah.
How do I tell if something's a spell or a cantrip?
Cantrips are the non-leveled things.
Oh, okay. I'm dumb. They're labeled.
I figured they were,
yeah.
So you find 7 acolytes praying in front of this orphanage. I'm trying to figure out what religion they would be, and why they would be out in front here. Let's see. I need to look at my notes here. Mm-hmm. Do. What religions are in the Sunrise District, actually? So it's actually really weird to knock. You recognize this. Make a religion check, actually. Only a 10.
Yeah.
Their vestments look really familiar to you, and you're not sure why. But yeah, there's a 7 men and women just kind of bowing and praying over the orphanage or something.
Do I sense?
What does the prayer mean? What words are they saying?
They are speaking in primordial, so unless you guys know that language, it's gibberish to you.
Or if one of us has a helmet that conveniently.
I have a hat.
That's true. Yeah. So you recognize the words. Basically, they are praying. They're praying, basically saying she of the Jade Skirt, we beseech you to provide us children, but not like these poor orphans. Let our children not end up like this. Is the prayer they're praying. And I think
are they snakes?
No, they're not. They're they look human. Someone can make a perception check though to tell something further about them.
I mean, I'll try.
Oh, dang. Damien knows.
Second
so many.
Damien, they have a slightly red tinged skin. And I don't know if you know
fight,
this.
I'm gonna die.
I don't know if
Sorry.
I don't know if you know the significance of that. But you can make a history check to know more about
Let me say work out in the sun line. Do not.
Yeah, you don't know the significance of it.
Tell me about the red skin, then I can make a history.
Maybe I say that. I say, looks like they work out in the sun a bit too much, don't you think?
Yeah, and both of you can make history checks at that point.
I have a passive of 19. Is that relevant, or do you want me to roll?
I think you probably, I think Tanaka and you both know, as soon as he says that, these are like, they're not full Genasi, but they're definitely Genasi blooded people. So they're probably from the New Kingdom, right, where they've kind of started mixing. You do know that, I mean, Sunrise District does have a Spanish family as their like head noble, like the representative of the district noble family, and they actually did come from that New Kingdom recently. So these people might be related, or they might have come with them. You don't know. Either way, they're being weird, and basically,
does Henry tell us what they were saying?
Do you?
Yeah. I'll pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of whisper to you guys.
The second you say that, Tanakh is just like done with whatever we're doing, and he goes and talks to him.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So I think pretty much what happens immediately after they notice you is they like just almost like they don't attack you, but they like immediately shy away and like back away quickly and like make warding motions.
Rude.
Oh, by the way, my little vestment that I said I had, it is definitely what you said. It's like a snake eating its tail with a little fruit in the middle.
Yeah. And they like shy away, and then they say in common, like, "Get away from us, abomination."
Is the normal symbol for Snek just the like the snake eating its tail?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Please, if I may talk to you for a
minute. Make a persuasion check.
I am not. I am reformed. I point to my sigil. Is that the correct word for that?
Yes. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And what persuasion you said?
Yep. So you don't make it any worse, but
I don't make it any
better. They're just like still like, get away from us, like you're an abomination, like we don't want to be a part any part of you. And I think honestly at that point they just like keep shaking their heads, and then one of them says like, "Let's return to the shrine," and then they just like start heading out.
Well, that was a easy solution to the conflict. They just left.
That was strange.
My people are not well liked.
But it is kind of interesting that like they were praying to She of the Jade Skirt, but apparently they don't worship her as the goddess of snakes.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, I suppose we'll stay out here, go in and spring the trap. Good luck.
Do we need a safe word, or?
I imagine screaming and dying will do. Just don't do the dying yourself.
If you hear a booming noise, a booming blade noise, that probably means I'm in the middle of combat.
Do you want my cat with you?
Sure.
Okay. Let me grab a tiger.
Yeah, just react if he gets attacked or people attack or he attacks someone. Do the same, unless it's a kid, in which case knock the kid over and then attack whatever adult man did it.
Yeah, this combat is definitely going to be the entire orphanage attacks you. That's what I planned.
All zombie children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Most people aren't this benevolent towards my people.
Well, I've never even met your people, so I suppose I don't have much reason to not be.
Well, those who don't understand us are usually just afraid of the fangs.
But you did say they ate people.
No, our own people.
Well, I suppose that's less disturbing, slightly.
At least for
I turn
you.
to the tiger. Just to clarify, if he attacks himself, don't help.
Cool.
And now, just in case, I pull out a third fuzzy object.
Okay. Go ahead. Throw it. Throw it on the ground.
See what it is. 6.
Another
That's
weasel.
Another giant weasel.
Do you get these back at the end of the day?
Yeah, I get the whole new 3 tomorrow morning.
This is such a cool item. Can I like hide the weasel under my vestments?
Let's see. How big is
It
a
is
giant
medium-sized,
weasel?
so no.
Can I like wear him as like kind of like a belt?
No.
Can he hide as a belt?
No.
He's a small human size.
Even if we put him
small.
around your
Oh,
shoulders, you'd be going full Macklemore here. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess I didn't know what medium was.
Medium is
what we
Medium
are.
is
Sized.
human size.
Although,
Oh.
to be fair, dwarves are medium. I think maybe even
They're on
halflings
the
might be
low.
medium.
No,
Halflings are
halflings are small.
Small.
Dwarves
I
are on
don't
the
know if
low
they're
end of
small.
medium. Goliaths are like on the high end of medium. So
Yeah.
it's a broad category.
Yeah.
I imagine they're more dwarf sized, but still, draping a whole
Yeah,
dwarf
but-
across your shoulders is not really an option.
Don't tell the elf.
Cool. So, is Tanakh literally going to just walk into this orphanage with a tiger and a giant weasel at his sides?
Oh no, I'm keeping the giant weasel.
Oh, of course.
But
Dude, if kids didn't know what a tiger was and they saw a tiger coming, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so adorable."
They'd probably scream.
In this world, no.
I would have made sure to wipe off the blood.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
It's sausages.
Can you tell him to look as cute as possible for the children?
Okay. Attempt to look as cute as possible.
Maybe
How
it
does
would
that
be
work?
better if the children ran away.
He got a 1.
They're
He
less
looks
likely to
very
die.
menacing.
Oh no!
Sorry, Mr.
Probably
Tiger.
good. It's better if the kids aren't there anyways.
I mean, so you get up to the door and like it's locked, obviously. Like people just don't walk into the orphanage. What do you knock on the door?
Yeah, I knock like a little tune, like the.
Oh yeah, of course.
A shave and a haircut.
And an older woman, I think she's Azamar, like opens like a little sliding window thing and then says, "Yes, who it and like notices that you're like a Yuan-Ti and like looks and then sees a tiger. Yeah.
Me and
It's so tempting to smile, but the fangs are just like,
Oh, yeah, he is always just grinning, giving people the full fang show,
Right.
and the little and the forked tongue. But yeah, me and my friend here are here to see the boss.
Make a charisma save. At disadvantage because of the tiger. Well, it doesn't matter. Got a 16 either way. Yeah, I think she says, if you want to speak to the proprietor of the orphanage, then you can wait in the waiting room, but I don't think we allow beasts in here.
Oh, he's quite friendly. I give him like a little like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and she just shakes her head slowly and then just says, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave your pet at the door, Sir.
Mr. Sir, yeah. Okay.
No, he just says, Sir. I was correcting myself.
Okay. I'm just like, okay, stay here, little buddy. And then I walk inside.
Okay.
And I give Henry the look like he's not going to listen to me.
Right, yeah, so... Right, yeah. So what happens is he walks in and then the tiger follows him.
I'm just like glaring at Henry like, Henry.
yeah, Henry will give a soft whistle.
Yeah, the tiger lopes back. And then the woman just says, okay, thank you. Now if
will there be any refreshments?
This is an orphanage, sir.
I was promised cucumber sandwiches.
don't think we grow cucumbers here.
I thought I was joining an evil empire here.
She just seems so confused as to what's happening right now. She's just like, I don't understand. But yeah, she goes ahead and she leads you to this like table over here and has you like sit down. And you can like look out at the water like from this window, the canals. And she just says, I'll go get the proprietor. And then she like steps away. And what ends up happening, I think she like steps up the stairs. But what ends up happening is you wait there for a little while. And then a man steps out from like this door over here. And let me grab. This guy's obviously a tiefling. Don't pay attention to the actual token here.
Do I recognize?
I mean, yeah, it's Kadim. And yeah, he steps out from the door and just makes his way towards you and like stands right in front of you. Very, soft on his feet, and he stands there and he says, "So you decided to accept my offer after all." And this man is like, again, like dark skin, intimidating horns, various battle scars, wearing a hooded cloak. I don't think he has the hood up right now, but and he's wearing a sword at his side. And I think we recognize it as the sword that Damien made for him.
Is there anything special about it?
You can make a perception check.
Can I make a history check? The famed family slaying sword?
No. It literally just got made like a week ago.
Oh. That is the short time.
Oh, so many criticals. What's going on? Yeah, so you got a 21.
Can my book come into play?
Yeah, so
the thing we mentioned.
I know. Yeah. The thing that you notice most about it is that it's obviously made to be a matrix for enchanting, right? Like it was made specifically to become a magic weapon. Damien didn't do it himself, or because he's not a wizard or whatever. But it's made basically to be the perfect vessel for a very, very powerful enchantment, right? So Kadim is probably taking it somewhere else to get that done at some point. But for now, he's like, well, it's a really nice sword, so I'm just gonna use it if I have to. And in 3.5 terms, it would be a masterwork sword. 5th edition doesn't have masterwork weapons, but I think it probably would. Like, there's something special about it that if you used it, it would be like, I don't know if it's not going to give you advantage necessarily or something. I don't know exactly what it would be, but maybe I'll just make it a masterwork sword and it gives you a +1 on attack rolls, but not damage rolls.
Gosh.
But yeah, so it's like in the process of becoming a magic item. Other than that, I mean, with just a perception check, you can't really tell anything about it magically, right?
Can I use
but you can make an Arcana check.
Paladin senses.
Oh yeah, what kind of stuff do you have for that?
I have divine sense. I don't know what that does. Yeah.
That lets you know if like certain creature types are in the area.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, you could do detect magic, but as far as you know from the perception check, it's not magical yet. Like most of the time, magic items have like a particular aura about them that it's easy to like know. Sometimes they glow and that sort of thing. But you could.
I'll do a little detect magic, and then I'll roll. Can I roll Arcana?
Sure.
With the advantage.
So yeah, to cast detect magic, you'll have to like assure him like what you're doing, and like because he's not just gonna let you randomly cast a spell.
I'd like to cast detect magic, if that's all right with you. Make sure this isn't some kind of trap.
Yeah, I think he nods and he says, all right.
An orphanage is exactly where I would lay a trap.
I believe that.
No one expects the orphanage trap. So yeah, I do that.
Sounds good. Make that Arcana with advantage.
21.
21, yeah. Again, the weapon is not magical yet. So nothing there. But I think with the 21, because we had talked before about what you kind of wanted, what might interest you about this weapon. I think you can tell. There's again, the thing about this sword is it is perfect for becoming something magical, right? It is like the perfect vessel. And you know that in several different ways. And you know that if you actually could sit down with it and do some arcanics or arcane stuff, you'd be able to do almost anything with this, right? Like this is the perfect sword to do any sort of magical thing you'd want that could be done with a sword.
Wow, that's a nifty sword you got there.
Yeah, and he nods and he says, I had to kill a whole family to get it, so I hope it's worth it.
Wow, that explains so much.
Yeah, he just smiles.
Am I able to put 2 and 2 together?
I mean, yes.
Okay. May I ask who made it?
Yeah. He says, how would he refer to you, Damien? Like, he's basically like, as far as he knows, like he knows he didn't kill you, but like as far as he knows, he's like, you're ruined forever and like are destitute.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess he just says, a person that will never become as great as he had the potential to be, courtesy of me.
I like you. I get the feeling that you get things done. So what's in it for my people joining you?
My masters are on the verge of greatness. If you join the Crimson Fleet, not only can we provide a future for your people on this side of the world, but also we can give them the thing they desire most. Power and ascension.
That is a very tempting offer. What do I know about the Crimson Fleet?
Crimson Fleet, make a history check.
Alrighty, sir. Yeah. Another 20.
Oh, did it actually go through?
It wasn't. Yeah, it was a dirty 20.
Okay, oh, there you go. It just loaded for me. Yeah. The Crimson Fleet is a consortium of pirates. They let me pop up the actual PDF here that has some notes on that. A loosely organized band of pirates known to operate in the oceans surrounding the west coast of Africa.
So they're not as grandiose as he's making it out.
He said they're on the verge of greatness. So, like, that is what they were, but he's implying that they are becoming something more.
So how is a ragtag group of pirates about to ascend to greatness?
Yeah, and I think he says, we have come under new management, as you might put it.
Oh, may I ascertain as to who? If we're going to be partners here, I think full disclosure.
Yeah, make a deception check, because obviously you're like trying to lead him into showing you more than he should.
Yeah.
Unless Tanakh really wants to join the Crimson Fleet at this point.
To be fair, he is not. If there's a good enough incentive for his people, he might.
But are you still trying to goad him into giving more information so that you can like kill him later?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing both.
Yeah, I think it's still a deception for right now.
Okay.
21. What is up with this? Okay, I'll make a roll for him though.
Okay.
I look forward to making up for it by being abysmal in combat.
I know, right? Exactly. Do.
Quick making an entire character sheet.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, you only got a 19.
Which is normally a good roll.
I know, exactly.
It.
Yeah, so he believes you for now, and I think he says, let's see, what did I name this dude? Gotta find his name. Come on. Where is he? Yeah, here we go.
His name is just not Kadim.
Yeah, not Kadim. Yeah, his name is Alisan Boskul.
Boskul.
Yeah. And he says, a dragonborn by the name of Alisan Boskul.
Should I roll another history?
Yeah, well,
check?
I think he says, before you make that history check, I think he says, you've heard of the sea princes? And then make a history check to see how much you know about them. Gosh, wow. 23.
Rolled a bad.
I'm just lore dumping all the secrets of the campaign. No, these aren't secrets necessarily, but so he says the sea princes, or so sorry, from that role, the sea princes were the like Muslim dragonborn corsairs that like used to like pretty much rule this region until about 10 years ago, when a group of female assassins named the Blood Sisters assassinated most of them, and like the whole region went in chaos. So apparently one of them survived and like took up the leadership of this ragtag group of pirates and is starting to make them into something great. So it makes sense to you.
That is a very tempting offer. My people could win back some of their former glory.
Certainly they could.
What would our position there be?
Obviously, you would be servants at the beginning, because all are servants under the, we all begin as something lowly and then become something great. You should understand that more than anyone. But there is apt room for advancement in the Crimson Fleet. And given your race's particular tendencies, I imagine you'll take to the sort of promotion we tend to encourage quite easily.
As our new caretaker. Well, that sounds very beneficial to us. And as our new caretaker, I would like to give you a gift to show my gratitude, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah, he frowns and says, and what would that be, Tanok?
Let me go grab it.
Okay, make another deception check. Yeah, there you go. There we go. This is where it all falls apart.
Oofta. Oh no.
Yep, 26.
Oh boy. He has +9 insight.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously that's
it's
the point.
It's pretty bad outside, though.
Obviously, that's the point where we're just going to go ahead and roll initiative, and he's going to get a surprise round on you as he just tries to kill you. So everybody go ahead and click on their tokens, and then go to their character sheet and click on the initiative button.
Yeah. Oh.
Are you going to control Weasel and Tiger, or do you want me to?
You can do it. I mean, you can just give them commands as a bonus action, right? So,
yeah,
we'll just assume you're doing that, and they'll act on your orders. But I'll go ahead and roll initiative for them all the same.
Actually, they act on my turn.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Sounds good. I will delete them from the initiative order then. Yeah, go ahead and do your initiative.
Yeah.
Very good. So first we have a surprise round. So basically what's going to happen, because he's at the top of the round, he's going to get 2 attacks on you before anything else happens,
no.
right? So this might be very bad because he is an assassin.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Good, do it, Caleb. Do it. Attack me, I dare you.
Okay.
Both
Both of his attacks are at advantage. You're surprised right now, by the way, so you can't take reactions. Yeah. Yep.
And both of those hit.
Yeah, both those hit, and because he has a special assassinate ability, they're both critical hits automatically. You may just die here. Just warning you in advance. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this as if it was. I'm just gonna roll all the damage at once. You take this much damage in one turn. Take 72 damage.
Well, I'm unconscious.
Not quite correct. Incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the 48 and the 3. He does not take 14d6.
How so?
He's using a longsword.
This is a special longsword that it functions as a light weapon for purposes of like sneak attack and stuff.
It's light weapons doesn't care. It's finesse.
Well, yeah, it's whatever that thing would be. This is like a very special sword that like can do almost any of that stuff.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, this is the MacGuffin of this one shot. So, So you take 72 damage.
Now, if I made this MacGuffin, where's my MacGuffin? Why did I make myself a MacGuffin?
That's the way these stories work. You never have the MacGuffin. You're always trying to get the MacGuffin.
Why did we make this MacGuffin so that we can make our own MacGuffins?
Right, exactly.
Oh, why didn't I make an assassin?
Right.
So much damage.
So
It's only because you hadn't acted yet.
You take 72. So you don't die instantly. But because you go unconscious. The thing
you
is,
make a lot of girly screams.
What?
You make a lot of girly screams so we can hear you.
I mean, I don't think so.
Talking is a free action.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I
you
think
had to attack him twice.
Yes, but like, I think the virtue of like this surprise is that like literally he's just down before he can do anything, and so you guys don't have warning.
He is striking plate armor though, so it would make a noise.
All right, I'll make a stealth check for him to see how quietly he can do this. And you guys can make perception checks against that 18.
I mean, my passive already beats it.
Okay, yeah. So you noticed already.
Where is passive perception?
Just
can
plus
you
your
make my
perception.
token? Can you raise the height of my token? Like bring to front?
I don't understand what.
Can you right-click my token and then bring to front? Because I will be riding on Tiger.
Oh,
so
got it. Yeah. Well,
I may need access to the tokens as well.
Damien certainly does not notice. Yeah, I'll do that.
Would I not get a saving throw for that to begin with?
What do you
Like
mean?
an insight?
You mean surprise?
I mean, that's what an initiative is.
Right, but you made a surprise round. I think he means should he have been able to roll to see if he was going to be surprised?
Because one, we are kind of treating him like a threat already, which would nullify. And even if he wasn't, then he should be able to have some kind of insight check to see whether he realizes that he's realized.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Because I rolled my deception and then he instantly...
Yeah. That's fine. I'm sorry. I should have given you that. Yeah, you're right. Well, so what would change about it?
He wouldn't get surprised.
You wouldn't have a surprise round. It would just be...
Yeah. It would just be him attacking first.
It means he wouldn't have another turn is what it means. It would be my turn.
And he wouldn't crit automatically.
Well, I think he would still because Jared's still
not if you're surprised.
It says
the crit is entirely surprise dependent.
It's based on
surprise thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just the advantage if they haven't acted yet, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works. Okay.
Disadvantage.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just double checking what the order of operations actually was here. What made us do this in the first place?
So I did my history roll. I rolled deception to go get David.
No, that's just not how this works. No, because what's happening here is he realizes, and then he starts a combat, and that the initiative roll is actually what is determining who goes first. And if you haven't gone into combat, you're automatically surprised because you're like,
no, you're not. No.
Yes.
Surprise is entirely separate. Surprise is if no one perceives a threat, or your foe doesn't perceive a threat.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd always be attacking at advantage.
Otherwise, you'd always have surprise at the start of combat. Yeah. It's weird because it can lead to things like a rogue attempting to assassinate, being entirely unaware, but then their initiative is first, and so they don't actually get surprise. But yeah, basically surprise is an entirely separate thing to actually turn order, and it's like a condition, but it only affects things if there is no threat perceived. So if Jared can realize that he has realized, if he has
that's fine,
succeeded, then it's different.
Yeah, so I think I was thinking of flat-footed, which is a thing in 3.5 where before you act on a turn, that's before you act on a combat. Okay. Go ahead and make a I mean he's probably gonna do like a stealth in response to your perception. Is what he's doing. So
could he roll insight if his insight is better?
No, because insight's like for deception. He's not trying to lie to him in this moment. He's just trying to make a.
You can read intention with insight, though, right? That's the idea.
In this situation, it's going to be perception because literally he's just making a quick movement that's going to try to be stealthy.
Okay, it's up to you.
Can I cast a bonus action?
Can you cast a bonus action?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what initiative is for. But yeah, in this moment, you can make a perception check.
Oops, that's the wrong thing. I'm clicking everything wrong. Core, there we go. I think it's literally impossible unless
if you get a credit, I
just can't. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so 14. Nope. Yeah, so everything.
Okay, so I'm out.
Okay. Which then does mean that he takes another turn. I mean,
he gets 3 turns.
No, he gets 2 attacks in his first turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he's just gonna kill you. Like, obviously, like there'd be nothing else you would do, right, in this moment. I mean, you could get rezzed later you have a cult, right? They could figure out, they could scrounge the funds to res you at some other point. But I think like in this moment, and we're getting towards the end of the session anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just murders you, right? He just stabs you in the chest, and you're dead.
On
the ground. Damien,
level 1.
Okay. You didn't notice that something happened, but Henry did. So I guess, I think it's fine if Henry just like shouts like, "Oh, something's happening."
We're off.
So yeah. Damien, you may act.
Can you give me access to Weasel? And
I was going to do that, and then we got distracted with other stuff.
Yeah.
Let me do it. You should have just joined him, Jared.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't expect to be one-shot.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I go before he does.
Oh, do you have a bonus to your initiative or something?
I have a +2 to my initiative bonus from my Gashondacity that I didn't account for.
And do you have a higher dexterity?
I have 18 dexterity.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, Jared, unfortunately, but it doesn't stop his surprise round. It just means I go before he does.
Yeah, but he's not dead then, right? Because he used that turn before. Yeah, so he's down, but he's not dead.
Okay.
So he hasn't done his second attack.
He hasn't done his two attacks to you to get you totally killed.
He hasn't murdered.
But you rolled the 72 was those
yes.
two
So
turns.
so what happened, Jared, is the first round he has 2 rounds before anyone else goes, or at least we thought so. Which the first round he did 2 attacks, which got you all the way down unless you were at 0, right? And then the second round he was going to attack you twice, which would the first attack would give you 2 failed death saves, and then the second attack would kill you instantly. But that's not what happens.
I thought that's what this was. The 72 was.
No, so you went down to 0 and then we're dying.
Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I rolled a double crit
Holy cow!
with my vicious rapier.
Yeah. So what happens, right, is this guy is like holding his sword above the Tanak's body, and then Damien like described this to us, right? Like,
so I move into the door and I see him. And I just yell out his name, which I won't do because Gwendolyn's asleep, and then just bolt through the entire hallway because I used my bonus action to dash.
Nice.
And I just pin him through with the sword.
Yeah.
If this was a Vorpal, I would have just cut his head off, but I didn't have enough money for that.
You're just like, cutting.
Yeah. Oh man.
Run him through with your sword.
because of rakish audacity, I get sneak attack.
Nice.
Let's see. So that, and then is that sneak attack? Wait. Remind me how this works.
I already added it in. So the damage, all the damage there is correct. You get 11 plus 13.
Okay. Now I also get to roll 2 more d6s because of the vicious sword.
No, that was the vicious. I already added that in. Whenever you get a critical, it automatically does that. So that 13 is including the extra 2d6 you get. But then you can roll your sneak attack separate.
Oh, it didn't roll my sneak attack. That's what it did.
Yeah, it's the sneak attack that still needs to be rolled. Yep.
Perfect.
And that's doubled as well.
So
you can roll that
right
again.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So that's 16 plus 24.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, he's like instantly moderately wounded, right? Like, so he's like basically his health bar went from full to half in that one hit. So
sick. That was dope.
Yeah. So you run him through, and then it's his turn.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Wait, no, never mind. That wouldn't work. Never mind. It was about the vicious thing, but I just forgot how it worked. It's fine.
Right.
Good.
And then I am gonna go ahead and grab a rule here I've been wanting to use. All right, cool. So he underwent one of the conditions by which someone might flee, according to the morale rules in the DMG. So I'm gonna roll a wisdom save for him to see if he runs away. He runs away. That's literally, according to the rules, you did half or more of his hit points, and that's the first time he was reduced to that amount in the combat. And so his will just breaks. So literally, what you see, Damien, is like utter terror on his face because this person who he's like, I basically ruined his life and he's gonna just like die in a gutter somewhere as a nobody because I ruined his life and he can't do anything about it. And he's just like, how did this man find me? Like, I don't understand. And he just takes off. So he's going to, I think he can disengage as a bonus action. Let me double check.
He has assassin. He definitely can.
No, not according to the monster manual stuff.
I guess he doesn't have to be actually.
Yeah, because they don't get all the features.
He's not an actual rogue, so he just has a buttload of damage that he can do. So yeah, he's just going to disengage as a regular action, and then make an athletics check to literally just burst through this window and just run away. And we'll see how well he does that.
Does David not get an attack of opportunity?
No, because
he disengaged. Yeah.
I will say,
it's ignore that.
Impossible for him to escape me, though.
Sorry, acrobatics is what he's using.
If we care about that.
Say it again.
Not to mention that I have tigers. So.
Yeah, I would say it's mechanically impossible for him to outrun me because I can dash as a bonus action.
There is a canal literally right next to this orphanage, so he could just like hop in a boat. And at that point, it's a different. At that point, it's like a skill challenge, and it's not a foot race with speeds.
It's not.
Okay.
There was a very convenient magic item in the list.
Oh wait, you have another thing that can stop this?
Absolutely. If he makes it onto a boat, I then proceed to Qual's feather token anchor and make his boat stop.
Well, anyway, let's do it in turn order. Tanakh, make a death save for me.
Oh, is that just D20?
Yes. There's a death save on, there you go. You succeed on your first death save, so you have to make 3 or get a 20 to stabilize / come back. Henry Smitherson. What do you do?
Okay, let's have a look.
So basically, at this point, he is now, actually, he's right there. That's as far as he can move, basically.
Okay. I'll just move the 40 to begin with while I make sure that I have
your tiger.
Make sure that my tiger knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so pretty much about this time, a kid like pokes his head out of like this door over here and is just like, Nana, I want a glass of, and then just turns back and runs away.
We're scarring so many kids this episode.
Okay, so I have 2 options. I can either go for damage or for healing. Damage is fun.
Tunnel vision, so I guess that you have to do with that as well.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, I kind of have to, I think. I don't actually have a healing potion. We'll go in for the initial thing. How much movement does it take to dismount?
That is a good question. I feel like that's an actual rule.
So you can mount half a speed.
Mounting and dismounting.
Yes, dismounting. It doesn't have anything about dismounting. Where's dismounting?
I assume it's just the same if it's
or dismount. Yeah, so half speed. Okay, so
there you go.
We continue moving like so. We jump around here on this lower part of the stairwell. We get here. I will jump off. I think he continues going the rest of his movement. So
I think he's gonna have to make some sort of roll to like get through that window.
It's a tiger.
It's a tiger. Yes. He jumps through.
Jumping through a window that's already broken.
But he's super big compared to that window. Like, this is not a very big window.
I mean, if a person standing upright jumps through a window, like a tiger's not as tall as a person.
That's fair. I had him make a roll to jump out the window without crazy things happening. So let's have the tiger make a roll at least.
Yeah.
Cool. Like acrobatics.
Yeah. So just dexterity, I guess, for the tiger because he's not trained in it. It's gonna be super difficult, but
10.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Like,
as long as he didn't fail epically.
Okay, so that's him done.
About the weasel.
Yeah, the weasel's moved up.
Fine.
He's also next to him.
Oh, not the dexterity check. He's going to be the one to bring him down.
Absolutely. They're there. They're ready. They're poised. They can't actually attack him quite yet. But, we have options. And then I will use my healer feat. pull out a whole bunch of like bandages and random herbs.
Useful guy he is.
And then I stuff them all down your gob.
Now I'm choking.
We are level 6, right?
Yes, sir.
So you heal 15 hit points.
Nice.
I'm just like, that was a mistake.
I immediately regret my decision.
Damien, he's the one who killed your family.
Right, sir. We're in the midst of murdering him. Bye, and then I will attempt to climb out the window as well.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make acrobatics or athletics.
Yep.
Yep, you're good.
Oink. So I can jump on my tiger again next turn. All right. I'm good. Whee! I'm out. That's as far as I can get.
Damien Estrada, this is you.
I'm sorry, there is a giant tiger in the way.
There is. And a weasel.
Okay.
If he had extra movement, I would have moved him out of the way. But
Let's go this minute instead.
Honestly, at this point, I need to bring us to a different map.
Yeah.
Because we have just about reached the edge of this one.
Here, I got you, boo. Okay. Here's a river.
No, wait, I got it. It's fine.
You don't want my lovely art skills?
No, it's fine.
all right, Jared. You can handle the rejection. I know it's rough.
I know that's my thing. I usually draw on the map.
It is his thing, you know.
Is that shown on the Twitch streams, Caleb?
I don't know
all
where
my
you
beautiful
drew.
drawings. Oh no. Like everything I've drawn in the past.
Oh yes, of course.
Oh, perfect.
All right, let's find.
I don't know how to play Go, else I would have played that game while I was jumping out the window.
All I know is you put the lotus style in the middle of the table.
Please
Thanks,
wait
Dad.
while I upload the new map. Yeah, Damon, you just book it out there, and can you not do anything else?
No, I can. That was as well. I mean, I'll double check with you because there was a lot of like corner moving and stuff.
That's fine.
But
I'm not worried about it.
Basically,
Half speed to move through the tiger, so you're good.
I went like this. Oh, that's the wrong thing.
Right there, right?
Where's the? Is this what I want? No, that's not what I wanted to do at all.
Oh.
Whee!
What happened to the?
We only have half the map, Caleb.
I know. I'm
Oh, you're at it.
figuring it out.
This is what I wanted. I've seen this map before too.
Oh yeah.
I also know these people.
Oops. Several people got deleted off the map because of not deleted, but you know.
Oh.
Okay. Drag them back. All right.
Where did I go?
Oh, that's the other person we were missing.
Rest in peace. Yeah, it turns out my you did actually choke on all those herbs. You're dead now. I tried. What can I say?
Okay.
But yes, of course Henry has a healer's kit. He has to have some way to heal himself when he blows his fingers off.
Here.
Okay, I'm gonna reorient people here. So let's say our situation is like thus. And you guys are like, you know, where were you? Were you like right here, Henry? Pretty much. something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then you're like a couple squares behind to knock back on the other map. Yeah, you guys are jumping out into the city.
2 squares. I can't move myself.
So I get advantage to this attack, right? Because
the weasel's flanking.
Weasel.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Are we using flanking rules?
Yes.
We should.
Cool. Nice.
I've gotten 13.
That is a miss.
All right. Bonus action.
I thought you dashed.
I did not. That was before. I got 24.
Gotcha.
So this one does not have my. This shouldn't have a +4 to it because it's an offhand. So it's only 5 damage.
Plus snake.
Plus your sneak attack.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
I don't play rogue
36.
very often, so. So 17.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. It is his turn. He's going to go ahead and disengage again. And honestly, he knows he's going to die. So let me figure out. Let me try. And then he is going to attempt to leap that last bit of distance to the boat by making an acrobatics check. It's like right on the edge of his movement. And a 19, I think, will suffice. So he dashes off of this, like, very, this dock and the floating debris and stuff, and then launches himself onto the boat. Tanakh, it's you.
Just a second. How far is poison spray? I don't think it's
10
feet. 10 feet. Can't do that.
Well, hold on, you took Eldritch Blast though, right?
I did. That was my second. But I'm also thinking of maybe doing suggestion.
I was just saying if it's between Acid Spray and Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast is
my poison spray is 2d12.
What's your Eldritch Blast though?
It's that's just 1d10. Well, plus
2 shots though.
Should be more than that.
It is?
Yeah,
2 shots, yeah.
level. Same reason Acid Spray does more damage.
I'll just go to the little.
Mhm.
I'll just go.
It's up to you though.
I have 30. If I move 30 feet, I can't use my thing, right?
What do you mean?
Is that 30 feet? Is that how far I can go before I lose my turn, right?
No, that's just your move. You can
That's
move
just your
30
move.
feet again.
You can, I know what he's saying. Yes, 30 feet is your total movement speed, but if you want to move further than that, you have to take an action to dash.
Okay. I assume I have enough to make it right here from where I was.
I think that's pretty much your 30.
Because I was the closest one to the window.
That makes sense.
Right. I will cast. I'm sorry. I was still expecting to be dead for part of this.
How far away are you? You could easily Hunter's Mark him and then pew him as well.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I just can't find it. There we go. Hunter's Mark, bonus action.
David, you're going to kill this guy, and then I don't know what Damien's story is going to be.
That was my thought. I was like, man, it took me 10 years to do this last time. Get one session to do this.
So what exactly does Hunter's Mark do? It does 1d.
Whenever you hit him, you deal more damage. So if you hit with both of your peels, then you'll actually do 2d6 extra damage.
I could also hex him. You deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target. Also, whenever you hit with an attack.
Well, you wouldn't be able to hex him and Hunter's Mark him, I don't think.
Oh, no, I'm going to
hex
and Eldritch Blast.
Although, Caleb, what stat would trying to sail a boat be based off?
Well, it's a proficiency. It's a water vehicle's proficiency. If you don't have it, it'd probably just be like an intelligence check.
Okay. So you could hex intelligence and make him really bad at piloting a boat.
I will do that.
That is the thing.
Yeah, I'll hex him. Do I roll that as an attack, or does he roll against it?
I think he has to make a save.
It's
or no, you just
hex,
automatically.
Hex and Hunter's Mark are just automatic. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, awesome. I'll do that.
They're just conditions. They don't do anything.
Eldritch Blast.
Well, except for make you bad and stuff.
The bonus.
Oh, I
That
think
misses.
I missed. I get a second one too, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Sweet.
Yeah, 18.
Yep, that one hits.
All right. I do
An extra 1d6 as well, right?
so that's 10 damage I do to the right here.
D10 and D6.
No.
Okay.
So you click on the Eldritch Blast, the name of it.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
So I do 9 and
an
then
extra
I'll
D6.
roll an extra D6. So 3.
Very nice.
And then he has disadvantage on intelligence throws.
Sweet. Henry Smitherson. You're gonna have your tiger leap into the boat.
Well, Henry is going to mount up using half of his movement, and then, Weasel will start moving down here, and he'll maybe try and jump into the boat as well.
Mhm.
Just funsies. I don't know what is a weasel's dexterity. Let's find out.
I imagine
Probably
it's
pretty
more-
dexterous.
Giant weasel. It's a +3 on that. Let's see if he is good enough to get in a boat. 17 to get in the boat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yep. And I think
I was
actually,
like, oh crap. This is how I end, being bitten to death by a weasel in a boat.
well, the weasel may as well try and bite him to death. What's that? D20 +5 to hit with its bite attack. It doesn't hit with its bite.
It does
it's
not.
just there harassing him. So I mount up, and then we start galumphing along. We go like so. Then we move over closer, just for convenience sake. And then
It's terrifying to consider this small child riding a tiger.
And then I unsling the swivel gun from my back, pull out one of the potion vials from earlier, clamp it down, pull out a iron ball, clamp that in, and then fire the cannon at him using catapult.
Right, yeah.
Let's see. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And the hope is that even if he avoids it,
15.
it's going to go puncture through the bottom of the boat.
Right. Yeah, 15.
Okay, yeah, so he avoids it, but it does deal 3d8 damage to the bottom of the boat.
To the bottom of the boat. How much health do
so
rowboats have?
22 bludgeoning and 6 force to a rowboat.
Yeah, I think that
I don't
probably
think
would
it has
destroy
that
it. Yeah, so I think what happens is he's just in the water amidst the blasted debris. I mean, the weasel is too, but yeah, the blasted debris of the rowboat.
Not the weasel.
Weasels can swim. It's fine. Yeah, so that happens. Damien, your mortal enemy is in a boat. Or no,
Not
sorry,
anymore.
in the water, surrounded by the debris of the boat that he's in.
Yeah.
For your convenience, sir.
Do you have a crossbow, Damien?
I was like, well done, Henry. And I'm on my way, but let me see.
Or a dagger to throw or something. You definitely have a dagger.
I have a dagger. I have 2 daggers, it says. Do not have a crossbow. I don't really need it, though. I can get over there. I'm just pretty sure. Oh. Yeah, I'll just use my bonus action to get over there.
Sweet. So what, do you just like poke him from the top of the dock?
Just, reach out, try and grab his hair or something.
Right,
There you
yeah.
go.
Make that attack.
Fortunately, I'm not flanking him. And if they get in the water, I jump in the water.
Weasel's there. So you get sneak still.
That's true.
Oh, that's right, yeah. 17.
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't die here, so he dies.
Well, I can choose to do non-lethal damage. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you want to keep him alive.
Okay, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
I just smack him in the face with the handle and then like drag his body out.
Okay, yeah. Sounds good.
Tiger can help fish him out if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drag him and he's just unconscious on the ground here.
Awesome.
I assume you take your sword back.
Yeah. Definitely. And then I'd like to tie him up with my hempen rope.
Cool. Yeah. Make a sleight of hand check. See how well that goes.
17.
Yeah, 17 is pretty good. Yeah, so I mean, what do? Do you like wake him up and interrogate him? Like, what's the plan here?
I mean, I have a plan, I guess, but that should be the end of whatever we do. So, yeah, I think at first I just slumped down. I'm like, man,
right? It's like you did it, yeah.
Yeah, I look at Henry. I'm like, oh, I guess, and also
Tanakh.
Tanakh. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you. Good thinking with your whatever that giant thing is, Henry. You can't point.
It's a freak of nature, sir.
He points at your cannon, but yeah,
they're both freaks of nature, sir.
Yeah.
Also, just so you're aware, I do have enough herbs here that I could bring him back to the bare vestiges of consciousness 39 times, roughly. If you just want to keep beating him.
Henry's got a mean streak, apparently.
Add another 25 times to that. I can heal.
I mean, yeah, literally, you could torture this guy like really well.
I looked at Henry. Thanks for not letting. Well, I guess it would be Dave. Both.
No, I ran straight past you.
Yeah, you. Well, no, you stopped the final blow and then he healed.
Although I suppose you don't know that. All you know is that he healed you.
Oh, I was like, yeah, thanks for not letting me die.
Well,
it did not.
We can't have a new companion dying on us, can we?
That did not go as planned.
Usually doesn't, but also that ends well. But
and if you want to get any information out of him, I can make him talk with magic.
I only have one thing I want out of him, but if you need something, feel free.
And I assume you want information about his bosses and all, organization that he gave me inside.
Out of character, he just did that because he didn't want to pay for the sword, I assume, right? Not because he had any reason, like an order or anything. Right?
You don't know?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm like, well, I suppose I didn't really think about it. I just figured it was his own initiative, but I suppose if it wasn't, I'd like to know.
Yeah, I mean, is this torture scene happens now? Torture interrogation?
Sure. Well, I live super far away from here, right? Like on another continent.
I mean, we can bring him.
No, you live like a week's boat ride away from here. Maybe even less than that.
Okay. Well, in that case,
this has actually been a really this was not a short revenge trip.
No, yeah.
Or sorry, this was a short revenge trip, is what I mean. That's what I meant to say. Like literally, your revenge flamed up, and then you have it now. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I'd like to find a forge in town and pay them 100 gold to go away for a day.
Certainly.
It'd be great. Cool. I do that. All right. So then, meanwhile, you guys can go ahead and do your torturing. Not as you have spells.
Do you take the sword with you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
May I ask as to what you plan to do with that sword?
I'm not sure, but I made it, and he didn't pay me for it, so I suppose it's mine.
You can see a very conflicted look on Tanakh's face. Well,
how much was he going to charge me for it? Or how much was I going to charge him for it? Sorry.
I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive sword. I would say... Oh, I don't even know, honestly. The perfect...
At least enough for plate armor.
Yeah, I would say at
this
least 1,500,
mass
maybe probably. Let's say 3,000 gold.
Yeah. I'm like, well, he was going to pay me 3,000. At this point, it's cost me a lot more than that, so I'd like not to part with it. But
this is typically the point where I would try to lie and deceive, but seeing as how you saved my life, I feel you deserve the truth. And how much of what we were, Caleb, going back and forth about for the the spell thing?
Yeah.
And the book. Like, do I need that specific sword because of the thing that happened, or is it just?
It's just the perfect. Like, you haven't run across an opportunity as good as this one since you figured out about what you needed to do.
Gotcha. I mentioned the plight of my people and why we're that we're few in number and we're honestly dying off. And that sword is the literal perfect catalyst for a spell that will allow me to help my people.
how does the spell work?
Do I know, Caleb?
I mean, there's blood magic involved. You do know how the spell works. I just don't know how much you would tell him.
I'd tell him like the bare minimum that I need a sword of.
Will the sword survive the spell?
Yes. Yeah, it should.
You said yes, like there was something else.
Well, so like it obviously will. So what will happen is it will cease being the perfect vessel for any magic and become a magic item, a very specific magic item. So it will lose that feature. It will lose its transitional nature, but it will still be valuable and it won't destroy the sword or anything.
It shouldn't destroy the sword, but it will change its nature.
How so?
Right now, it's a perfect catalyst, a receptacle for magic.
Yes, I did design it to be that way.
And when it's done, it will be filled.
Yes, I'd like to know what it would be filled with.
I would like to tell you what it would be filled with, but Caleb's being very vague.
I mean, I just don't know if you would tell him. So the idea here, Jared, is that it would be filled with whatever blood sacrifices, like the souls of the blood sacrifices you would need to like res this person thing.
Oh, okay. So, the souls of evil people, like this man that we're going to kill with it.
Well, as I said, the sword's cost me much more than 3,000 gold at this point, so I'm not willing to part with it. But I'm also short of, anything really to do, I suppose, and I worry where my mind might wander if I give it time. So I'll tell you what, I will keep the sword, and you can use it for your ritual, and I will simply hold on to it.
So you plan on joining me on my adventure to save my people? I didn't do much, and David, you're muted.
Thank you.
I'm still talking like to knock.
Yeah, go ahead.
I asked if you're still planning to drop everything, and I guess you don't really have anything to drop anymore. But
yeah, yeah, he says. I think he looks at Henry. Says, as long as Henry isn't opposed.
Henry, do you want to save a race from extinction?
I've no objections to saving a race. My only qualm is that quite often people's plans to save races quite often end in the lessening of quite a few others.
Well, hopefully that one. I'm kidding. That probably won't happen.
I suppose the best way to make sure it doesn't happen is to be there when it's undergone, right?
Yeah.
That's certainly one way to look at it.
I'm glad I didn't have to offer you my $20,000 necklace.
What? It's not worth that much.
I googled how much it would worth, and it said 20,000.
Oh, in real money, yeah, okay.
Well, 20,000 gold.
What necklace? What are you talking about?
the what's it called? Poop. The amulet of proof against detection.
Oh, your magic item. Okay, I was like, how did you get a? Okay, yeah.
No, it's an uncommon.
It's an uncommon, but it's worth 20,000.
But it's worth 20,000. Like, how is it even possible?
I don't know.
Well, it's not. That's the what's this called? That'd be the realistic magic item price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Would Damien be willing to part with it for 20,000 gold?
I mean, like 3 weeks ago, maybe. Oh, definitely 3 weeks ago.
What if I rolled the persuasion check?
I mean, I feel like probably not. Again, like his family died.
I think it's also more interesting for Damien and Henry to join with Tanakh on what he's doing than
Agreed, yeah.
I just feel like I think it's cool. I just feel like Tanakh would offer it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, so I think you offer that, and I'm like, well, I will need something to eat. And so perhaps you can just pay for that.
Well, I still currently have 0 gold. We'll get there.
Well, I imagine this man wasn't penniless.
Oh, yeah, let's go loot the orphanage.
I don't know. Maybe he's got some stuff on him.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might want to try that first.
I imagine he also has other hidey holes that he will be willing to disclose the location of after we've removed a few of his fingers. You know?
That is a joyous idea.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like we close there, right? Because like there's stuff that's going to happen and these characters are going to change and stuff, but it's probably best to have some time to think about that. And this is absolutely not what I thought this session was going to be in any way, shape, or form. Like, so Joshua, in our original version of Savage Tide, the first time we played this adventure path, David's character, he has a similar backstory, and he spent the entire campaign wanting revenge against this guy. Now, to be fair, I only ever gave him the one chance, like the one encounter with the dude, and in that encounter, he did kill him. But I guess that's what happens when I give you I send a monster, like, you're gonna kill him. They're not gonna get away.
Especially when there's only one person.
Yeah, so I thought about that pretty much like in the middle of the fight. I was
the
like,
ability to have a tiger.
I know. I was like, I should have given, like, he would have had henchmen. I don't know why he didn't, but oh well.
Well, I mean, it feels like it makes sense that an assassin would work alone. That's
also, to be fair, he did one shot.
Yeah, like if that would have actually happened, like you probably still would have caught him, but like, yeah, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
Damien and Henry certainly wouldn't know what to do with their lives, so.
It's true.
Yeah, so Henry's footsteps follow after Damien's no matter what, because he's the master to the apprentice. Nice. There are a couple of thoughts I'm having in regards to future stuff. But yeah, definitely. No, he's still sticking with it.
I would love to explore. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get a chance to. I'd love to explore the loyalty that he has to Damien that is probably mostly unearned.
Right.
So I'm very intrigued by that, and I'd love to get a chance to see that more deeply at some point.
Yeah, I mentioned something to Caleb in regards to like what he's keen on finding out. But yeah, there's certainly that element to it. Yeah.
Well, this session definitely changed several things in my mind about how Terra Invicta is going to go. So already we're off to a great start.
Like what?
With this side story. Well, I mean, the main thing that comes to my mind is besides the like revenge thing, with just Damien being the kind of like a through line, was the Yuan Ti. I mean, the Yuan Ti existing at all in this region wasn't necessarily a thing on my mind, but like as soon as you mentioned you wanted to be one, I was like, ooh, yeah, I think the Crimson Fleet would want to get the alliance of those sorts of people. So like you choosing not to go with a Crimson Fleet is definitely a thing. If you had chosen, like that would have changed the campaign pretty significantly because they would have had some.
I thought it was the Emerald. I thought it was Emerald.
What?
No, the Crimson Fleet.
The Crimson Fleet, yeah.
Oh,
Emerald Waters.
Emerald was
Orphanage.
the Orphanage.
Oh, yeah, I got it mixed up. Yeah.
The Emerald Waters Fleet and the Crimson Orphanage. I don't know why anyone would name an orphanage the Crimson Orphanage.
It's the
you can guess what happens at the orphanage.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, it would make sense with this orphanage. They have a crime lord assassin there.
It's the Crimson Orphanage now.
Well, so this is the thing. I think when you guys go back to the orphanage, you do realize that like the lady was just under duress. Like this guy was like obviously holding it over her, and she's very thankful that you got rid of that guy because
I milk it. I'm like, oh, you were saved.
I nearly died. Oh.
I mean, you do know that that's obviously where that girl came from, so you could give her back to the orphanage if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, would Damien suggest that?
I mean, we could ask her.
Yeah. Ask her if she wants to become a snake lady.
Would you like to eat snake people until you grow a tail?
No, that's not how it works anymore.
So Nox is trying to figure out more ways besides cannibalism to do
We're reformed.
Reformed sheep
snack pescatarian.
You're the vampire. You're the vampires that only eat pigs and
exactly.
Yeah.
We eat other races and take their power.
Much better.
We're not cannibals anymore. We're just
more efficient now. We've stopped fighting ourselves and now we're focused on fighting everybody else.
Yeah. We're just cannibals now.
Reformed.
Carnivores now instead of cannibals.
Anyway.
The bread is the body and the wine is the blood.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have to use my feather token.
That's true, yeah.
In a future one shot, I can stop a ship dead stop.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. There you go. That's been Terra Invicta side stories.
Wait, are there sky-ships in your setting?
No, not yet.
Dang it. You gotta stop a sky-ship dead stop.
So we leveled up, right? Because it's a milestone?
Because it can't be moved by any means.
So it just stops. Yeah.
I wonder if that's what it actually means, or that's just willful misinterpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funny if it just fell, but it'd be funnier if it just froze in the air.
Yeah.
Like a movable rod, just like...
Well, that's the thing. If it was really like it can't be moved by any means, then suddenly it would fly 63,000 miles an hour into space, right? Like
it would probably just crush itself.
Exactly.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
How do immovable rods work?
Right, exactly. Same principle. It's obviously related to gravity. Like, the gravitational...
You also go flying into space.
Yeah, the gravitational pull of the Earth still matters. So
amusingly, everyone on it would probably fly off.
Yeah.
I'm definitely putting that in my setting now. It's just like a historical fact that the first wizard who made an immovable rod plugged it and it went, wah!
And then the second person was like, we got to account for gravity. Yeah.
I've already got like tidbits about people trying to layer haste spells on top of each other and aging 600 years. But
so beautiful.
It's like,
yeah, so I think that's it's like that wizard in no, not Oblivion.
Morrowind. Yeah.
Morrowind.
The jumping spell.
The spell of jumping, and then he realized that he could jump really high into the air, but he didn't have anything to land it.
And it's funny.
Didn't prepare fella falling that
exactly.
Yeah. Well, and he doesn't fall until you walk past the area. He just splats in front of you.
And then you can look at his stuff. Yeah, you can look at his stuff and find the scroll that he made of this.
You can use it.
And you can use it, but the same thing happens. You just jump into the air and then you just die.
I lived once with that spell. I went so far that I went like to some castle on top of a mountain and I didn't die. But I had no idea.
Can't you land on like the flying squid thing too, or whatever?
Something like that. Yeah, there's ways to survive. Yeah. Good old Morrowind. Anyway, yeah. So I think I'm definitely gonna like add the UNT cult to like as the organizations that's like going on here in the city, and obviously it's like influence has just increased a bit because it now has Damien and Henry working for them. So
I did not expect you guys to join up at the end. That was like nowhere even. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, I was thinking. I think like at this point, the only thing Damien has is Henry, but Henry will follow him anywhere. So, and
so he has to decide where to go.
Well, yeah, and the sword, and so I feel like he just wants to make the most of the sword as he can, like make the most of the cost that it had, right? And so one, he wants to make it into a really powerful magical item so they don't have it, but also like if it can do some good, then that's great.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, like I said, I think he just feels like he has to keep moving because as soon as he stops, he's just going to crumble. So he saw a thing that was action in front of him. He's like, I got to do this or my mind's going to wander. I'm going to go insane. So
yeah, the one thing we do need to figure out is what do you actually do with Kadim? Do you literally just torture information out of him and then kill him? Is that the plan?
I have a suggestion. I'll use that on him.
I was intending to make good on my stick him over a forge and dump molten metal on his head.
Right.
I would like to actually have a molten cast of his head with his head in it.
Okay, sure.
But
I have a couple of vials of holy water, and I can make more, so we can waterboard him with holy water as a devil man. So.
That's actually terrifying. Yeah, so we can assume that happens. Kadim, the one of the major antagonists of the first Savage Tide campaign, is now a minor footnote in this one.
He's Jimmy Doe now.
Oh man!
Make the molten head into. Oh yeah. Oh,
Jimmy Doe was a magical shrunken head that was basically the mascot of our Savage Tide campaign when we were younger.
We could never tell whether he spoke nonsense or profound wisdom.
Yeah.
To this day.
Okay, no los dos. Why not both?
But there you go. You torture information out of Kadim. So yeah, Tanakh, Damien, and Henry know definitely way more about. Actually, you should make a roll. Let's have someone make a roll to see how much information you actually get out of him. As the last thing.
I was curious. Oh yeah, I guess this. Yeah.
You should make him roll a wisdom saving throw because I have a suggestion.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. That makes sense.
To be fair, we could just keep waiting until it succeeds. he failed.
He already failed. So
I think it's 15.
Yeah. So I think Tanakh, Damien, and Henry know a lot more about the Crimson Fleet than almost anyone else in the campaign at this point. So
now was this just his pettiness, or was it orders that he?
I think there's probably more to it. I can't think of anything off the top of my head for why that would be. I don't think it's just petty, like he just wanted to torch a family.
Well, I figured it was he didn't want to pay for it. It was really expensive.
Yes.
And
obviously there's that. And they're just bad people, so they just go around killing people who they don't like. But yeah. I think there's probably some more esoteric reason for why he didn't, why he killed your family.
Okay.
So
maybe it was like the first step to whatever enchantment he actually wanted to put on the sword.
That's probably what it was, actually. Yeah, that's probably what it was. He had to, like, whatever spell they actually wanted to cast on this thing, he had to, like, kill a family with it, like, in this specific way. Yeah, like
kill the kin of the creator or something.
That's definitely not why I need it.
It would also be cool if that was the catalyst for the reason that, or like for the spell that they need for the snake people, because then that makes the fact that that happened relevant.
That's actually what Jared and I talked about at the beginning of the game before you.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Also, that means that Damien will probably have a literal blood feud with, the Crimson Fleet. But I think his intention will be to basically indebt the snake people to the Wanti to his, for allowing them to use the sword and stuff, and then get the sword to be super boss and then use it to go kill them. So he'll probably bide his time before he like actively hunts them.
Sweet.
Hunt the Yuan-Ti or the Crimson people?
The Crimson Fleet.
Oh, okay. The way you worded that, I'm like, why are you gonna hunt me?
The idea with the Yuan-Ti is that like if they're indebted to him for allowing them to use his sword and stuff, then he'll have their resources to work with to some extent. Like, he'll have their goodwill behind him.
And we'll definitely have resources eventually.
And who knows, maybe eventually we'll find out that your plan is horrendously evil and we have to put a stop to it. But that's for another shot down the track.
From what I've heard of the Jade Skirt, her legacy is she basically destroyed the world twice. So I feel like it's probably not going to end super well.
But she's also the goddess of fertility.
I mean,
it's true.
It's true. No one's totally
evil.
Good. I was going to say no one's perfect, but that was backwards.
Cool stuff. All right. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Thanks for playing, guys. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So what day of the week are we going to do this every week?
I was going to say, I was really itching for some D&D, so I'm glad we got to do this.
It turns out that this is actually the real Terra Invicta.
This is the real
side story.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why we're first.
But yeah, I mean, that's my goal with the campaign is to like have lots of fun things like this that happen with side stories and one shots with other people that are just going to be happening in the world, and I can make some notes and be like, this is going on if they run across it. But because they're side stories, I'm going to reserve the right to at any point take control of these characters and have them do something to the game, right? Like interact with the main characters, and that'll be fun. They may just decide to go to the Museum of Science and run across Tanakh. Who knows?
Nice.
And I feel like that group's going to be predisposed to hating Sneck.
Oh, I mean, definitely. I don't know if their characters will, but the players certainly will.
The players will.
I mean, as soon as they find out you're trying to revive Jade Skirt, I feel like...
Well, nobody knows that yet.
That's true.
Only me. And no one will be able to read my mind. I made sure of that. Plans of you got to think 1,000 moves ahead, David.
I mean, I literally only had one move to make, and I made it. So
You did. You made it very well.
Yeah.
Why would we read your mind? I can revive you 39 times.
And I mean, honestly, they just have to knock you out and then take out the magic item. So
Yeah,
That's true.
I do have 20 armor class though. It doesn't. It didn't. That fight didn't make it look like I'm tough, but trust me, I'm tough.
Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't get to actually fight in that combat, Tanakh, but
I got to do some cool things.
that's true.
To be fair, I didn't. I had no idea. Yeah, it was helpful in figuring out what I can do besides stab
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah,
That's it.
great. Thanks, guys.
We're out.
So how much gold do we get from all of his?
Oh yeah, we
All of
loot
his
his
hiding
body.
place.
What do we get for loot?
And we torture information out of him. Don't forget that. Or I'll suggest.
I'll just make it simple. Let's say you have 1,000 gold to split up between the two of you because he has a safe house somewhere in the city that he has some extra stacks away, that sorts of thing.
Can
Can
we each pick another uncommon magical item?
You could buy one with the 1,000. You each get
that's true.
333.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, no, because there's Mr. Weasel and Mr. Tiger. They need their cuts.
Well, they're
as
gone
well.
by the time you get the money. So
Well, no, because I'll just make 2 new ones. So.
right.
Well,
Three new ones.
Let's see if they're a weasel and a tiger.
Okay.
I ain't giving my money to no
Henry.
monkey.
Henry,
Oh, that's true. Let's find out what they are. Ooh, tomorrow. Oh no, tomorrow they're completely different animals. They didn't help out at all. They're terrible. Get rid of them.
What are
I'll
they?
tell you what.
We need to know.
Okay.
we'll give Henry the extra coin.
Yeah, you can have 334.
334. Yeah.
My goodness, this doesn't feel right. I'm the apprentice. I shouldn't be getting more money than I.
That's fine. The satisfaction of gutting him casting his head in iron is
Yes, and you healing me and making sure I don't die is enough. You can have that one gold.
Yeah, we had 2 baboons and a giant hyena today.
Hey, monkeys! I was right.
Nice.
I love that item so much.
Do we level up through milestones or XP?
Oh yeah, that's a fair point. So we haven't figured out what we're gonna do for XP in the regular Terra Invicta. So once we figure that out, I will retroactively give you guys XP based on whatever we decide.
So that was definitely a milestone.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that was like a whole arc for me.
I know, right?
I think David gets 4 levels.
That's not how that works, but yeah. All right, cool.
I should write up three little tidbits of goals. So his.
Yeah, it's either going to be the goal system again, or it's going to be quest based XP that I assign as a DM. I assign quests.
Milestone-ish.
Yeah. Or it's going to be this UA XP system we found, which is with the three pillars, so exploration, social, and combat, and you get every 100 XP you level up no matter what, and you get very smaller amounts of XP for discovering a cool magic item or a new location, making an ally, or defeating a monster, right? So all 3
What about
pillars.
A ton of history checks?
Learning some really valuable piece of lore could be a thing. Yeah. But we'll figure out.
Entire session.
We'll figure out on Thursday what XP system we're doing. So
all right. Sounds good.
Cool.
Okay, great.
Awesome. There you go. That's been Terra Invicta Side Stories. We'll be back with session 0 of the real campaign on Thursday, and then next week we start in earnest doing some Terra Invicta, which I'm very pumped about. All right, we're out. See you.